Good morning. Yes, the weekend officially starts here. You've got me, you've got Andy. That means things can only get better. This is XTC.
Never been near a university.
XTC, one of the best British bands ever.
Yeah, I think so.
No doubt about it.
I was listening to the greatest hits of the week, and they're really blinding songs, aren't they? Don't you think? Really amazing.
Non-stop quality.
Yes.
From start to very finish.
Yes.
They're still out there, you know.
I know they are.
Let's cherish them while we may.
It's Andy and Colin, isn't it?
Andy and Colin and two other blokes. Let's cherish all four of them.
Okay.
Not that we wish to diminish any members of the band.
No.
Wow, what a lovely show we have lined up for today. Chock full of goodness.
Yes.
Chock full of ripe, lovely goodness. It's like an autumn treat for you.
Okay.
It's like a kind of fall delight. It's a basket full of harvest festival goodies.
Right. Any conkers?
Julian Clary is a little shiny conker for you. Right there. And he's coming with another one, Erin Boeg, because they're both on BBC television this evening in the excellent Strictly Come Dancing. It's back. All new people, all new competition.
Yeah.
Julian and Erin are going to be trying to win your heart, your affections, your votes, in fact.
I think Julian stands a good chance.
I would have thought so.
He's got the, he's got the look and the glamour as well.
He's always had the flounce.
Yeah.
He's always flounced even when he wasn't dancing.
Yeah.
I think he's going to flounce his way right back into our hearts. Graham Coxon is on the show. He used to be in Blur, of course. He's had many successful solo albums, his last one being an especially fine venture. We've been playing that single. Is it Freak?
Freaking Out, yeah.
Freaking Out. It's a great single, Graham Coxon's show. Is he performing live for
He's
us?
performing live, yes.
You know what his favourite chord is?
No.
D.
Why?
Why?
Why the D?
Well, I don't know why. It's his favourite. Ask him.
Have you just read that?
Well, I happen to know it because he had an album called The Golden D referring to his favourite
Oh,
chord.
I see. And he's also rejoined Blur, hasn't he, this week? He's announced.
Has he or has he not? I heard that he has not.
Oh, I read that he had.
Yeah, and then I read that he disputed that he had.
Oh, right, okay.
We'll find. Stick around. How exciting! We'll find out. We're here
Is
from
he
the
or
horse's
isn't he?
mouth. And then we have Russell Watson on the show. He's a singer. I believe, isn't he?
Yeah, well sold.
Or he's an opera singer.
Yeah.
Self-taught.
Is he?
Yeah, so that's
Where'd
something
you
we have in
read
common.
that as well?
I read that as well. You know what his favourite chord is?
What?
I don't know. Let's find out. Stick around. Russell Watson's favourite chord. It's going to be a great show, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's going to be revelations galore. That's The Outcast, of course. Are they called The Outcast or just Outcast?
Just Outcast.
Andre 3000, the lead singer fellow there, who I think, I'm not quite positive, but I think we're related. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen him dancing, you've seen his dress sense, but there's obviously a kinship there.
Yeah.
You know, because I know how to throw a shape.
Yeah.
You've seen me on the dance
I could
floor.
see you on Strictly Come Dancing as well.
Yeah, you know what? I could do it, but look, the fundamental underpinning of that show, it needs to be a competition.
I see.
Well,
So
if I'm
you-
on it,
yeah.
there's no competition.
Yeah.
No competition. Just easy.
But if you put you up with Natasha Komplinski...
I don't know if I like the look of her.
Why?
She's a bit hard-faced. At least we're safe with Julian on the show, obviously. That's our young friends from Scotland there, Franz Ferdinand, and didn't they do well?
New single, out on the 15th of November.
From the album, of course.
This Fire, the track's called. It's going to be their next track, apparently, in the States, because they're big in America now.
Are they big already? I know they're out there. I didn't know they had actually cracked it.
I think they cracked it.
Well, congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I tell you who never made America, much to my surprise, also from Scotland. The Crankies. No, because the Crankies, Jeanette Cranky in particular, very Scottish, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I mention them because I'm very excited. I'm trying to get them on my talk show in a couple of weeks' time.
Why?
Okay, I don't want to get involved in one of those messy bidding wars that,
No.
you know, Richard and Judy show's always been talked about, and I don't know if they're doing that or not, but it's in the papers all the time. Because they have their autobiography out. Now, as you know, I'm a long-time Cranky fan. I'm a devotee.
Yes.
I'm a cranketeer.
Yeah.
And in the book, they talk about their period in their, which they call their naughty 30s, or
yes.
if it was Jeanette talking, the naughty 30s, where they were, you know, straying a little bit outside of the normal accepted confines of a male-female relationship.
Oh, were they?
You know what I'm saying here?
What, the school cap stayed on?
No, you smut peddler. I think she was, you know, she was in civvies,
I see.
you know? Very attractive, very small woman.
Yeah.
Someone I know worked in a Penta with them and said there was a lot of action going on. I don't know whether that can be found. But anyway, in this book, they actually do discuss the fact that they both had a period where they were involved in other people while they were still married.
I see.
Now, in the book, it's described that Jeanette was apparently seeing someone who had a speciality of act involving wildcats. And Mr. Cranky was seeing a magician's assistant.
I see.
And when they had a big row about it and they finally all came in there, and she said, well, I know you're seeing so-and-so because when you came in last night, you had glitter on your balls. And he said, well, I know you're seeing that bloke because you smell of leopard's wee. Now, I don't think that particular exchange has ever taken place before or since.
No.
I don't think a man's ever accused his wife of smelling of a wildcat's urine.
No.
meaning it, not just as a sort of, offensive term, actually saying you actually smell like a leopard's weed on you.
Yeah.
And her saying you have what is obviously the remnants of a magic trick downstairs.
Yeah. So, are you, when you get them on the talk show, you plan to reenact that scene or something?
All I want them to do is to tell that story, then go. I might also ask her to get the story about the time she was shopping and she fell headfirst into the cabinet with the frozen peas, and her little legs were wiggling above, and she needed to be rescued by a full-size adult. It's all in the book. Could there be a better Christmas gift, I think? Could there be a better... who's not going to enjoy getting the Crankies book for Christmas?
And has it got what sort of subline? Is it the Crankies, our story, or the da-da-da?
I can't remember. I don't know. Just answer it by just say Crankies. Just go in the shop and say Crankies. They won't give you anything else. I don't think there's going to be any misunderstanding there. Just go and say, I need Crankies. They'll go, all right. We know it. And I suggest you get in early.
Yeah.
Because they'll be walking out of the shop. They'll be like hot cakes, proverbially.
It will be.
What a must, eh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall when that all went off?
Yeah. Oh, the supermarket thing would have been great.
Yeah, never mind that. Apparently, if she misbehaves, he puts her dinner in the middle of the table. It's all in the book. It's all in the book. I'm not on a backhander here.
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to share this with you. Go out today. Don't wait, they might have got the Crankies. Ask for it by name. As the Scissor Sisters, of course, they're a terrific band, aren't they?
They played at Albert Hall this week and got rave reviews.
Did you go and see it?
I didn't know.
Nor did I.
Really good reviews about it.
We should go out. We should see more live music. We should see more bands. We should go out more.
Okay.
We should catch more experiences like that. They're just always in past. We're missing out on the fun things in life.
Okay.
It's not all just work. It's not all staying indoors and painting,
No, that's what I'm doing at the moment.
I know. Well, it's not just all that. You want to cut loose occasionally.
Okay.
It's all right for you. You're at home getting the house ready while your wife's out having a nice time.
True.
Here's some stories. Let's have a look at a few stories in the papers before we go. And we've got some great guests on the show, as we said. We've got Julian Clary coming on with the oddly named Erin Boag. Erin Boag sounds a bit like a villain from Star Trek, doesn't she? Erin Boag.
See what she looks like.
One of the Borgs. Graham Coxon's on the show as well, and we have Russell Watson. He's a singer. Okay. Have you got any Russell Watson albums at home?
No.
No, not me. We should have really had a listen in advance.
We should have done.
Because he sings opera, I believe.
He does.
Yeah, he's meant to be a very nice fella.
Didn't he perform at the FA Cup final or something?
I believe he did. He did Nessun Dorma.
Did he?
Yeah. He's self-taught, just like me.
Is he?
Maybe we could duet.
No.
Wouldn't that be good? That would be a nice thing, wouldn't it?
No.
I think it'd be quite a nice thing. I'm
Okay.
sure it'd be a nice sound. A gardener, apparently, had to pinch herself after she was pelted by crabs during a freak storm. Crabs. Kate Walker, 33, thought the crustaceans were just droplets of heavy rain as she potted in the garden, but she soon saw 20 crabs crawling on the grass. Presumably they're quite small crabs, because you get hit by a crab, you wouldn't think it's just a droplet of rain, would you?
No.
I mean, not a big old, healthy-sized crab. This was in Dartford in Kent, of all places. She said, I've heard of fish falling from the sky, but this is ridiculous. I thought it was something out of the X-Files. The unusual phenomenon is caused when a mini tornado sweeps up lightweight animals, meteorological experts said. Whenever I read a story like that, you know what my first reaction is?
What?
I feel really quite angry.
Why?
Because nothing like that has ever happened to me. And I walk around with my eyes open. I've always wanted to see something come out of the sky, something unexpected. I'm very disappointed in my life. Don't you think so?
Well, I can't understand why just crabs? There's nothing else? Is that
That was just, it just had to be, look, presumably there's a pool somewhere with a lot of crabs in, or formerly had crabs in.
In Dartford?
A weird wind thing came along, some sort of a funnel of, air or something, sucked it up in the air,
Yeah.
took it a little way over, boom, down it rained.
Yeah.
On this lady's head. Why not me? I've got so much to give. I've never encountered, you get frogs coming down, apparently.
I've never seen a frog come
Nor
down.
have I, exactly, but it happens. We've missed out on these things. I've never seen anyone struck by lightning.
No.
I mean, I don't want to be struck by lightning myself, but I'd like to see someone struck by lightning. I'd like them to get up and walk away off afterwards.
Yeah, of
sure.
course.
But I'd love to see someone. Wouldn't you love to see someone? Preferably a golfer. Just as he was at the highest point of his swing.
Yeah.
And then he's fine. And then you go, that's one off the list. Tick it off there.
Yeah.
Number one. Golfer struck by lightning. Seen it.
2 crabs from the sky.
Or frogs.
Or frogs.
Or fish. I'd also like to see one of those big lumps of frozen poo come out of the sky from a plane. You heard about that happening, haven't you?
No.
Well, you heard about that happening?
Well, how do they... What, they just dump it, do they?
Apparently, literally. Apparently, sometimes it comes and it's so high up, it's cold up there.
Yeah.
Falls down, boom.
Yeah.
In your garden, big blue thing come out of a plane.
Do you remember that story I think we did about a year ago about the, Russian frigate? And they were bombing...
No, but
they
I'm
were
liking it already.
They were bombed by some Chinese plane. I may be getting the countries wrong. And they were dropping cows onto the frigate.
Right, number one, I don't remember any such story. Number two, you better get your countries right there.
I think it was Russians...
You could trigger a major incident.
I think it was Russians and the Chinese, and they were having a row about something, and they took a load of cows and dropped them on the frigate.
Be careful. I happen to know they listen to this show in the Chinese embassy.
Do they?
Not for the right reasons, it's because we've been insulting over the years, and for that,
Yeah.
once again, I apologise. However, they're listening in. You're accusing the Chinese of pelting the Russian with cows.
It was definitely cows, but I can't remember if it was who did what.
Yeah, well, that's the crucial part of the story, as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter if it was a cow, a goat, a sheep, a lamb, it doesn't matter.
It was definitely a
You're
cow.
saying the Russians, unprovoked, suddenly were under a barrage of cows from the Chinese.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to be very careful.
I think it was the Chinese. I'm
Well,
going with
don't
the Chinese.
think isn't good enough.
Okay.
Okay, have you learned nothing from the Hutton report? You can't just go sexing up your little story with cows dropping from the skies and there's the Chinese bloke.
Yeah, but that would be great, wouldn't it? If you're on a frigate and suddenly a cow came out of the sky.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd love it. You wouldn't need you'd have fresh meat from them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Shoot it out.
A turtle occasion would be nice as well. Because then you can use the shell as a lovely bowl, decorative.
Can you?
Put some potpourri in it.
What?
That's what they used to do. This is a live track we're going to play now because we played the Scissor Sisters, and of course,
Yeah.
if you listen to the Scissor Sisters, you do think inevitably of vintage period Elton John.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're thinking of vintage period Elton John, then I don't think it comes any better than this. This is Benny and the Jets. Elton John.
Yeah.
That is great, isn't it?
And I think you're right. When you do hear this, although they're brilliant, there is a...
They are great. Well, of course, it seems to be the style of that guy who plays the keyboards on it. He plays it very much in Elton John styling.
Yeah.
Here's another story for you before we get Julian in here. I guess he's here. Is he here already?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Do you know if he's wearing his Come Dancing gear?
Oh, I hope so, because he's obviously got to go off there, hasn't he?
Strictly
So-
ballroom gear. Because sometimes they wear the trousers, they seem to have like some sort of wire in the bottom to keep the flares out in place, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what the
Sure
ice
he's got
skaters
those.
are. That's a good look. Viktor Yanukovych, the Ukrainian Prime Minister, you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, I think you will be after this, is resorting to desperate measures to win this month's general election. Okay. It's all going off in the Ukraine. He is offering voters in the city of Donetsk free stripteases.
Oh, right.
Yeah. One of Yanukovych's campaign team who helped organise the free strip nights at the Santa Fe bar explained, "We hope the voters will remember who gave them this show when they go to the ballot box." You would make a favourable connection, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not one for the striptease personally.
No.
Yeah, when I was a young man, sure, I enjoyed that kind of thing. Now I look down on it.
Do you?
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because while they're dancing,
Yeah.
the young ladies are looking at you with nothing but thinly veiled contempt.
Yes.
Okay? And that kind of, I think, takes the sheen off it.
Yeah, it does.
Frankly. That's why, if you want a striptease, force your wife.
Well, they won't look at contempt at you.
Well, they can't afford to, because they've got to put up with you for the rest of their life anyway, you know? And if they want one in return, you do a strip for them.
That's when it sort of falls down. I
But
think.
that's where it falls up.
Why?
Because, of course, they don't want a striptease off you. You say, look, you give one to me and I'll give one to you, and you have your one and you enjoy it. And I think, do you really want to see my bits wobbling and jibbling all that? You go, you know what, no, let's put the TV on, and you're scot-free.
Yeah.
Although I did have a friend of mine who worked in television, he still does, and we were discussing this once, and he said, yeah, I like to do a striptease for my wife.
Oh, yeah.
And we all went, do you? He said, yeah, I think she likes it. She clearly didn't.
No.
And he started demonstrating. He kept his clothes and he started demonstrating to Crosstown Traffic by Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, yeah.
Using a scarf that he picked up, flipping it under and over and wibbling it all. And you think, oh, the poor woman sitting having to pretend like that with a fixed grin on her face. Going, it's lovely, darling. Please stop. The ladies don't like that.
No, they don't.
I don't know why that is.
Well, I think it's because our bodies are a bit, you know, as you say, all wobbling about. Doesn't
Yeah,
work, does
but
it?
I am quite spectacular. If I'm seen sideways on,
Yeah.
okay, sucking my tummy in,
Yeah.
it's really a good look.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
What does it resemble?
It's all good. It's all good.
Is that the Venus de Milo?
Mate, you know. No, because they're a bit fleshy. Venus de Milo's a lady anyway.
Oh, no, what am I thinking of?
David.
Oh, David.
The boy David. No, it's more like, you know, young Superman. That bloke who plays him on TV at the moment. You know, from Smallville. It's a bit like that.
Young Superman.
But slightly more, you know, more impressive, to be honest with you, because there's a depth to the chest,
All right.
you know? And these shoulders.
Yeah?
They've borne responsibility. So I think, you know, I could probably... But why do you want to?
Okay,
You
yeah,
don't
true.
need to, you know? I think the ladies like dancing.
Yeah.
They like to have a little dance before jumping into bed.
Well, if you cast your mind back, this is your friend.
Here we go. He's got the scarf in between his legs now, and we're all screaming for him to stop.
What could your family tree reveal about you? For BBC Two, Sue Johnston finds out.
I think that I identified with my grandfather when I realised how much it cost him to follow his dream. He was the youngest child and was obviously had everything thrown at him, governess's private education. And yet he turned his back on it and went back to the railways and started from the bottom as a cleaner. I related very much to a sort of determination to go for something that you want, and it was interesting to see that was obviously genetic.
Who Do You Think You Are? Continues on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock on BBC Two.
Sadly, I missed the first episode of that. It's meant to be very good.
Was that the Bill Oddie one, the first
I
one?
believe it was, and it was very good. And coming up, you have David Baddiel, you have Mira Sayal, some good people doing
Yeah.
that, tracing their family tree. We have the lovely Julian's here already. Erin Boag is, well, I'm not sure. We'll find out how to pronounce them when she gets in. Look out there, look at them. They make a nice couple.
They do. Well,
Doesn't
we
Julian
said-
look handsome today?
Yeah, and we've
He's a-
said that I think Julian's could be a favourite.
I would have thought Julian will win. If he
think-
doesn't win, we'll all feel very let down.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's looking handsome, he's dyeing his hair, and for the look of thing, Erin dyes hers as well. Look, that's not naturally, it's very, very black. It's what
Yeah.
my wife's called mystic black, because normally it's people who read tarot cards dye their hair that black. Maybe she's naturally that black.
Yeah. But that's going to work, though, isn't it, with the blonde and the black?
Oh, this is going to be fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, with him with his little tight buttocks up on display there and the flick of Erin's hair around the back there, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Must-see TV. Can't wait to see it. We'll have him in a minute. We'll chat about him.
Okay.
Before we do,
Yeah.
this could well be a radio first.
All right.
Okay. Last week, I was talking about my love of the nuts.
Yes, you were.
That's how good the show gets sometimes.
Yeah.
We did a good 10 minutes on nuts.
Yeah.
And I love a nut.
You do. You went right across the range. We ended up
What's
with the
not to
macadamia.
like about a nut?
Yeah.
You know? It's a great source of protein. And it's so handy. Anyway, I realised I'd never seen a macadamia nut in the wild. Why would I have? Okay.
Exactly.
So we have a letter here from a lady
Yeah.
from Edinburgh who used to live in Australia, where in her garden they used to have 2 macadamia nut trees. Okay, and she sent me in some macadamia nuts here. Now, I think these are ones she had from when she was in Australia.
Why?
So they may well be inedible and quite old. I think she saved them. How very kind of her
Yeah.
to part with them on our behalf. She describes the macadamia nut tree. Around there they used to call them Queensland nuts, apparently.
Right.
I hope they're the same. I hope they're not a different breed. She said the tree's about 20 feet high. They've got a dark green leaf about 4 inches long, similar to a holly leaf, in that it has hard barbs around the edge. Who would have thought it? That's the tree protecting its precious cargo
Yes.
from predators, including man. And apparently the kids didn't like the tree because the leaves would fall down. They had to walk out there barefoot, and they get these spiky old leaves on their feet, and then there'd be flowers from the tree at part of the year, these white flowers, and then occasionally not many nuts. It doesn't sound like it had many nuts. But she said they're very hard to open. They used to put the nut in a little hole in their cement path and hit it with a hammer.
Okay.
Or put it in their dad's vice. She thinks the reason macadamia nuts are so expensive is they're so hard to get out. I don't think that can be true. They must have machines designed for that kind of thing. Anyway, we have them here. And that's Miss M. Ballantyne. I think it's Mary Ballantyne. We have 2 nuts.
How many did she send then? Just
2,
two?
just the 2, one for each of us.
Okay.
You can go first. And I have a hammer, and they've given me safety goggles. Apparently there's BBC requirements. Even here at the last minute, we just said, let's smash open a nut. They went out and got me safety goggles. How's that for your licence-paying money at work, eh?
Yeah.
We got... Oh, they're backwards. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
This is
What are you going to break it on?
on the hard, wooden, expensive desk here.
Yeah, but be careful. The thing
Well, of course
collapse.
I'm being careful. Blimey. It doesn't want to know, does it? God, listen there. Yes! Look at that! It is a macadamia nut! And there's 2. And something's fallen off the desk. Possibly a piece of... I think it's the thing that connects Terry's iron lung to the main frame. So, here we go. Now, that doesn't look that fresh to me.
No. So look.
You want to give it a bite?
Well, hang on a minute. Why have I got to do it?
God, mine smells positively waxy. Oh, this has
not a
been
nut.
around for a while, hasn't it? It is a nut, but man, it's like no nut over it. This must be... Hang on, look at that. You count the lines on the inside of that nut there. It's about 50 years old. Let's save them for our guests.
Okay.
For Julian and Erin when they come in case after their hard workout of flamenco-style dancing, they need a bit of a protein boost. So get those nuts over here.
Oh, dear.
It's hard to go. God, look at that. Look at the colour of that shell on the inside. It's ancient. We probably just destroyed something in Australian terms, that's probably an antique.
Yeah.
That's probably quite valuable. It's like a year's wages in Australia. Let's have some more music. Julian Clary and Erin Binger are coming up after this. I've now put some macadamia nut powder on my nose, and it was most uncomfortable.
Oh, dear.
Julian Clary and Erin Bogue are with us. It is Bogue, isn't that right, Erin?
Yeah, that's correct.
Bogue, Erin Bogue. So I was confused because there's like an extra vowel hidden there in the middle, and it's confusing to someone of my age. Thank you both for coming in. Julian, how lovely to see you again.
And you're looking fine.
Thank you. Is that all? Is that all right? You're looking great.
Are both your wives and your quaint family units doing well?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
Mine's, I think he's had a few things going on, but I think he's...
No, I'm fine.
Have you? You okay?
Yeah.
So, did I imagine it? She came in looking a bit moody some mornings. I thought,
well,
things were
you-
going
You're
on.
down to be ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly. We both have them. We all do. How are you, though? How's life treating you?
Very perky, thank you. I'm just, I've got dancing feet now. and
This is a great thing.
It's changed my life. I can't stop.
So you are dancing with Erin in the show, is that correct?
Yes, it's like an arranged marriage, really. We didn't know each other, of course, before, but suddenly you're spending 4 or 5 hours a day with each other, and you find you like each other.
Well, that's just as well, really, isn't it? Erin, now how long have you been dancing professionally?
Professionally for 2 years,
Uh-huh.
but I've been dancing for about 20 years.
It seems to be this is bigger in Australia than it is over here, or have I imagined that?
No, you've imagined that.
Because I saw that film, Strictly
yeah.
Ballroom, and I thought everyone was doing it.
No, London's the heart and soul.
Is it really?
Love dance, yeah.
But the Japanese love it, don't they?
They do. It's very big in Japan as well.
Well, there you go. So already you're contradicting yourself. I think you don't know as much
They
about
all
dancing
come
as you're
here.
pretending. I love the look of ballroom dancing, and like most people, I fancy I could do it quite easily. How is it, Julian? Did you take to it like a duck to water, or is it a bit trickier?
No, it's much more difficult than you think. I can do it quite well if no one's looking,
Yeah.
which was kind of going to defeat the point.
Of course.
But Erin actually confessed on the way here, when they, for the last series, when they went to speak to her, they said, who would you most like to dance with? And she said, Jonathan Ross.
Oh, Erin.
did.
Yeah, I'd love to give it a go. Unfortunately, I'm too A-list for that show. But in about 4 or 5 years' time, when I'm inevitably on the decline again, I'll be there.
Okay, I look forward to it.
I would love to do it. You know why I wouldn't do it, though? For Saturdays, I already do this on a Saturday morning. I like to be at home with the family. Otherwise, I would actually love to join in.
Well, you could bring them along with you.
Yeah, but it's a horrible...
He's not going
dull-
to do it, he's just humouring her.
I would do it. I would do it. I would love to do it. I'd like to dance with Julian.
Can you dance already? Are you a good mover?
I think I'm a good mover. Shall I give you a small demonstration?
No.
Well, Erin's already had a quick look.
I want to see the demonstration.
How's the... Look at that. Look at the hips going, and then... hold on.
It's really
Oh, you
terrible.
It's all gone off.
You pick the bucket.
No, in his anger, Julian, seeing how good I was at dancing, lashed out. He lashed out. I don't know whether I've got it in me, but certainly I would like to give it a try. It just seems like so much fun. Are you enjoying it on that level?
Yes, I absolutely am. I'll be doing tonight my cha-cha-cha.
Oh.
But we're already in anticipation of getting through this week, doing our quick step.
There's
which-
a degree of confidence about you, which I
very
admire.
satisfying. Very satisfying.
What is your favourite dance so far, then?
Well, we started the jive today, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
The jumping jive?
I like the quick step because you don't have to flail your arms around because you've got a woman
Yeah.
in your grasp.
Which must be, for you, something of a novelty.
That's why I did the series.
And are you enjoying holding the softer sex close to you?
She's very fragrant.
She is, and she's white light as a feather.
And I'm supposed to be leading, but really, she sort of pushes me around. It's the only way to get me moving.
Well, but I'm sure you're like that with all kind of non-professionals or newcomers, aren't you? And you have to do a little bit more leading than you would normally.
Yeah, you do, especially when they're beginners. But, Julian's starting to get it now, and he's picking it up, and I think he'll be fine by next week.
On a scale of 1 to 10, judged against the very finest in the profession, what would you give Julian at the moment?
Against the profession.
He's a professional.
Well, right now I think he's a bit low, but...
That pause wasn't good, was it? that doesn't bode at all well for a relationship.
For a beginner,
Yeah.
I'd
Okay.
definitely give him a 10.
And is that what, that's mainly just kind of like trying so hard, or he has some natural ability?
Well, both, I think. I don't think he knows he has natural ability, but he has, definitely.
It's a surprise to me.
He has. But I don't know, I'm hoping that will come out tonight.
What are
In the
his...
studio he is.
in terms of the natural ability, what are his stronger points? What are the points that need the most work?
Well, I think he's not afraid to give anything a go. So, he goes in there and gives it
There's a lot
100%.
of posturing and sort of role-playing, girl, boy. I have to grab her by the neck and be all kind of lustful.
Manful.
Manful is the word.
Caveman.
But so it's quite a challenge, and you have to kind of forget that you're you and try and be someone
Like
else.
It's a bit like acting, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Do you do the Lepache dance? That one with the slapping and the pushing over?
No.
and the... That's
We
a
do a
shame.
tango, which is close.
I like that one. That's good. And people get knocked up and beaten up and stuff on stage.
Lepache?
Yeah, you know the one where it's like, duh, it's like a fencing. You're meant to be like a Marseillaise sailor, I believe.
No, nothing like that.
And you've got like a stripy top. You'd love it, Julian. It's like being in Corel.
Oh, which clubs does this go on?
Well, it does, and I saw it in a Gene Kelly movie once, but it was a long time ago. Let's talk some more about this in a minute. We're going to play some music. We're going to come back. But you're in it, I guess you have to keep every weekend clear on the off chance that you do make it through, yeah?
Well, I suppose we'd better have.
And this is going right through until when?
December the 11th is the final.
So it's a pretty big
8
commitment
weeks.
then.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
And if you do get knocked out, say, not after your cha-cha-cha, but maybe after week 3 or 4, Erin, do you stay in the series, or you just have to?
No, I have to leave as well.
Our fates are
unfortunately.
intertwined, you see.
So it's quite a burden on you then.
Exactly. What happens is you think, oh, this is a bit of a laugh, but actually you want to do it properly for your partner's sake because it's the meaning of life to them.
But it's that's. I'm sure there are other things going on in Erin's life. It's just kind of a
They
little
do nothing
bit.
but dance.
Morning
Hello.
to night.
They eat a pea.
Let's play another track and we'll chat some more about Strictly Come Dance after this. And feel free to get up and just shake, free form, a little bit of improvisation, whatever takes your fancy. See, look, we've got dance fever in here, won't it? I feel like I'm leading the way somewhat, but,
It's just you on your own.
well, you listen to Stylistics, you want to dance, don't you?
Yeah.
Who else is in the competition, Julian? Who do you think is the one to watch? Who are the ones that you're most, well, not frightened of, but, aware of them breathing down your neck?
Well, I imagine Carol Vorderman's quite nippy.
Yeah.
And Esther Ranson.
Yes.
But I haven't seen anyone else dance yet, so it's hard to say.
Also in the running, Denise Lewis is on the show. Is it Dermot? How do you say it?
Dermot, I think.
Dermot Gavin. He won't be any good.
Why'd you say that?
Well, he's a farmer, basically, isn't he? He's going to be clod-hopping around.
I don't know who he was. I met him the other day. I thought he was the vicar from the church.
Well, there you go.
I don't watch that sort of
He's
thing.
a lovely fella. I've met him, a lovely, lovely man, but, he's lucky he gets in the
Doesn't
BBC
matter
most of
though.
the time.
People vote if they dislike you. It doesn't matter about your dance.
Quentin Wilson, formerly from Top Gear, he won't be any good. Okay, we can cross them off. We might as well just cross them off the list now. Quentin and Dermot, they're not going to make it through. Esther might. Roger Black, he'll do quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Popular.
Interestingly, in the trailers for it, when you saw a little bit, and you obviously filmed one, where you sort of span around back for some people in, like, normal locations, weren't they?
Yes.
You were the only one who, to me, looked like a natural.
Well, that was done before I'd had a single lesson. So, you can imagine. I've done 54 hours of rehearsing now.
Unbelievable. This is probably the hardest you've worked in your entire adult life, hasn't it, Julian?
Well, I was thinking, for a minute and a half of light entertainment, that's a lot of hours you put in. If it was a comedy sketch, it would be marvellous.
Yeah, it would be the best sketch ever. So actually, in terms of the learning of the dancing, what have you found easiest and what have you found toughest?
Well, the ballroom ones where you're holding on to each other,
Yeah.
I find easier because you don't feel so alone.
And you're a team, sort of.
And but all of them, I mean, I'm indebted to Erin because she's sort of there giving me confidence, and she never gets cross. She's very, very patient.
So patient. Do you think as the series goes on and the stakes get higher that you might start seeing the ugliest side of Erin?
Well, she might get snappy. Well, she's quite ambitious.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think probably quite strong.
She's quite strong.
If she starts getting abusive with you, do tell us.
Well, I might need some counselling.
Don't hold it in. And don't,
handle a fiery woman.
because afterwards she'll say to you, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But she will do it again, Julian.
Really? Is that
Next
what
time you misstep. So come as soon as it happens, as soon as she starts, if there are any bruises at all, come to her straight away.
I'll be in tears.
You would be, I imagine, quite easily bullied.
Would I be? But no, I just leave the room. I got very hungry the other day because we've been dancing for about 2.5 hours, and I suddenly get tetchy.
Yeah.
You did get titchy.
We've all seen that happen.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen. We've worked with Julian. We've seen that you've got hours of pleasure to come. We better get the news, I guess.
No, we've got time to play this.
Okay, we're going to play this and then we'll go to the news,
Yeah.
and we'll be talking to Julian Erin more after this. 8891 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.
The news at 11 o'clock. This is Colin Berry. At least 9 people are reported to have been killed and more than 50 wounded in a car bomb attack in Iraq. The device went off outside a military base west of Baghdad. From the Iraqi capital, Claire Marshall.
The bomb exploded earlier today at a US base near Ramadi in western Iraq.
Members of the public will soon be able to view the wonders of the deep from the comfort of a mini submarine. The 18-ton craft, operated by a museum in Plymouth, will enable people to visit Europe's first artificial diving reef, a warship scuttled off the Cornish coast. BBC News at coming up to 3 minutes past 11, our next at midday.
88 to 91 FM, Jonathan Ross, Saturday Show, BBC Radio 2.
The Monkeys. You listen to Radio 2, 88.91 FM. Jonathan Ross here. I have Andy Davies with me, and of course Julian Clary and Erin Bogle with me. They will be on BBC One television this evening. They will be dancing for your pleasure. It's live. I didn't realise it was completely live.
Yeah.
That's a nerve-wracking prospect, and even for, you know, let's face it, old showbiz hands like yourself.
Yes, it is. It's very scary. I just have to tell myself it's only a bit of light entertainment. Not get too worked up about it. I do. My mind goes blank. It always has. I'm a bit nervous.
You enter the zone.
I do, and I have warned Erin that this may happen.
Yeah.
But we'll struggle through.
That won't hold up in court, you know.
No, I know.
Has anyone ever tripped over on it or stumbled or?
No, actually, in the last show, no one did. And we were quite surprised that no one really had a mind blank or tripped up or fell over or had any disasters.
Because that must happen at, you know, the events themselves. When
It does. Yeah, it happens. You've got to get up and carry on.
Now, will you be perma-tanned? Because often when you see people doing dancing, that kind of thing, they paint themselves orange for some reason. There's a
Not
kind of
orange.
orange, there's a sort of an orange thing going on. It's
I'll
like
be tan.
they do a sort of Philip Schofield look they go for, don't they? You'll be fake tanning it for this evening?
Yeah.
She's got one layer on already, haven't you?
Yeah, very light layer on.
Why do you do that?
Well, just to give yourself the look of the dance, really. I'm doing Latin American, so
Oh,
you sort of
now
go
you
out
tell
there
me.
and... you know, you look like the part.
Yeah. If you're going to be Latin, you could be an excuse for you could wear like a little moustache.
No.
No.
You could, a little Spivs moustache.
No, they'd mark you down for any silliness like that.
Who does the marking?
Judges.
Well, I know
Oh, no,
judges.
You know,
I mean,
You've got half. You've got 4 judges,
Yeah.
and then they have 50% of the marks, and the audience does the other 50. So you've got to phone in.
and can you curry favour with the judges? Does a wink go anywhere?
Well, it might work in Julian's favour.
Who are they? What are their names again?
He's going to work that room.
You got Bruno, Arlene.
Is Bruno that
Then-
little Italian bloke?
Yes.
He taught me a dance years ago. He did, for a
Really?
charity thing. I did a charity thing back when I bothered doing charity things. Now, please don't ask. And he taught me how to do a Blues Brothers dance, and it was terrible.
Really?
And it wasn't my
Interesting.
fault, it was his teaching. Of course,
I'll
he
tell
doesn't
him.
deserve to be a judge.
Well, I hope he's not listening.
His,
Listening, we're in
revenge on
trouble.
us.
well, Julian says you're rubbish, Bruno. It's going to be really exciting, though, isn't it? I would have thought for you. I mean, the half hour before the show, dry mouth, very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I can't wait. And we're on first.
Well, that's going to be even more exciting. So make sure you tune in early. What time does it start tonight?
6:15.
6:15 on BBC One. Of course, the one and only Bruce Forsyth is hosting,
Yes.
Yes.
alongside with Natasha Kaplan-Lincoln. Brucey, giving you any tips yet, Julian?
I've not encountered Brucey,
You've not yet had Brucey.
but I'm quite excited about meeting, what's her name?
Natasha Kaplan-Lincoln.
Natasha, yes.
You like Natasha?
She's just so camp.
Is she Russian?
I don't know if it's Russian.
No,
blood in
I
her.
don't know, actually.
That'd be the only excuse for that name, wouldn't it, really?
No, it could be Polish or something.
All right.
Well, don't just pick a nation.
Well,
It must be
it sounds
Russian.
Russian to me. You have to point out that I'm stupid, don't you? Why is your hair blonde at the moment, Julian?
Well, because I bleached it.
I know that. Let's not. You see, people are now being what we call pedantic here, and we don't like it. So come
No,
on,
I've been
full
on,
answer.
I did that endless tour of Taboo,
Oh,
where
yeah.
I had to shave my head, and then it grew back, little sort of tufty, slightly grey bits. And I thought this just isn't glamorous enough for Come
You
Dance.
must have looked like a tennis ball in the rain.
Well, I kept saying I wouldn't bleach anymore. It was unseemly at my age. But then I went for a haircut, and I thought, oh, I'll just go blonde.
But it looks very nice.
No one could stop me.
Does look good.
But it won't work for the Latin, though, will it?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, we look good.
What, a blonde Latin?
What's wrong with that?
You normally see it's normally a black Latin.
That's the girls. No, I think he looks good with blonde hair.
Well, he does look good. He looks like a sort of H from Step's dad. He looks like today.
And some of the professional male dancers that do have dyed black hair, don't they?
Yeah.
Mentioning their names. So it's not too late.
No, you look just...
Erin, see, we can see who's in
Relax,
charge here.
that's
Erin's
good.
immediately. No.
No.
The outfits must, I'm sure, delight you as well, Julian.
Very, very tight. Trousers that you can barely breathe, and you can't put them on till the second before you go on. So imagine me at 6:10 with my trousers off.
Isn't that a risk that they could pop during a live TV show if they're that tight?
I'm sure they're reinforced. And
They
everything.
are, yeah.
And well, I
hope
shouldn't
they
maybe say what I'm wearing, but it's quite glamorous.
You going with frills?
Frills? No,
Just bling.
it's not camp old nonsense. This
I
is
didn't say it was, but there's nothing wrong with the frill
the
occasionally.
women who wear frills.
If a man's doing Latin, he can have a frilly sleeve. I've seen it happen. Isn't that right, Erin?
Yeah, not in the Latin world, no.
Why not?
Oh, it's just not done.
For the cha-cha-cha.
It is too camp.
No. And for the ballroom, you wear tails, obviously.
When I was growing up, we had a dog called Trog. And if you made the noise cha-cha-cha, he would, no, it was Tramp, Trug's son, I'm sorry, Tramp the dog. And if we made the noise cha-cha-cha, he would mount a pillow.
Ah, I'm the same.
And try and
That's what you were doing tonight then, Julian.
watch out, Brucey, he's coming. I wish Daniel Dickinson was still in the show.
David Dickinson.
Even David Dickinson. That's how much I care about him. David Dickinson was great in the first series.
He's got
Yeah.
the tan already.
He had the
He
tan.
did, actually, yeah.
He had the smile, and he had that groin thrusting down to a fine art.
And
You
jazz
told me.
hands.
You told me you couldn't watch him. Your wife made you turn it off.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to, but I secretly had a little peep. But she found the groin thrusting and the jazz hands a bit too much. Well, look, seriously, best of luck tonight. I think I would have thought you'll sail through the first round. I can't see you stumbling.
I hope so.
Unless you do literally stumble.
Shame
And
of it if we don't get through the first week. So
Yeah.
please vote for us.
please do vote for Julian there, and even if you don't think they're the best. How about that? I will be watching. I will be voting for you. Okay,
Thank you.
Andy, you going to vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna vote,
Okay,
yeah.
so you got 2 votes to start with already. How about that?
You can dial more than once. You can
Read up.
Now you're pushing your luck. Now you're being pushed. See, that's what we'd forgotten, how pushy he could be, eh? 1 free vote's not enough. And Julian, you must come back on next year because I know you're bringing your autobiography out.
Yeah, next April, A Young Man's Passage will be with us.
Well, I shall explore that with you fully when you come on next year.
You can have a sneak peek.
Lovely. We'll have a little... Well, let's not do that. Julian there on Come Dancing tonight. Strictly Come Dancing, BBC One 6:15. Don't miss it. Guys, thanks so much for coming and good luck.
Thank you.
Their greatest hits and tracks from their new album, recorded last month in London. R.E.M. live and exclusive tonight at 9:30, online, on digital, and on 88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio 2.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
And now I know my love was not for you, and so I'll take it back with a sigh. Perfidious one, goodbye. Goodbye.
Isn't that rhythm? Unbelievable. Who was that by?
Phyllis Dillon.
Phyllis Dillon. Before that we played...
the new single from Keane.
Keane, what a lovely band. Lovely young fellas. Julian Clary, I think he'll do very, very well in that.
I think he will. I mean, you're very confident about it. I'm not so sure about Esther Ranson.
I think Esther's got what it takes, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's sort of class thing.
Yeah, and I've seen her running around and up and down stairs at the BBC. She's fit as a fiddle.
Is she?
Yeah. I think Dermot will go out early.
Do you think?
He's essentially...
I think Quentin Wilson may go.
Yeah, well, Quentin would just go 'cause he looks funny. You know? No disrespect, but you don't really want to see a bald man dancing.
You might put a wig on.
Well, that's what my wife's belief is.
Well, oh yeah.
A wig.
Yes.
She's obsessed by him. You know, I saw someone with a wig on TV recently. I named their names. I went, look, I said, even though it's not a bad one, you can see it at the back. She went, yes, it's still perfectly acceptable.
No, I don't
Better
get it.
than a bald head. I know.
No.
I'd shave it.
Yeah.
But she does point out that if she started losing hair, I wouldn't like it if she came over and said, look, I shaved it all off, darling. Doesn't that look better?
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? 'Cause women, yeah. We don't know.
Here's what we've established today about men and women. This is our limited knowledge. One is women, when stripping, look better than men. 2 is if you're losing your hair, if you're a woman, don't shave it all off. If you're a man, do.
Yeah.
But expect the, the inevitable arguments. Okay, so I'm going to be definitely watching Julian Clary. I hope he does really well.
Yeah.
We've been sent in a jingle.
Yes, we have.
Let's get that because the jingles we have there, they're perfectly serviceable, and we don't really notice them, so we're not that bothered. But they're not necessarily our cup of tea.
No.
But they're fine. I always figure, if people listen to the jingles, and you haven't really got a show, have you?
No.
So it's not worth getting that excited about. But someone here, I'm not sure whether the fella had a name on here, just signed it, The Synthetic Sound. That's a bit mysterious, like the Lone Ranger, isn't it? Dear Jonathan, I'm a big fan of your show. Well, thank you very much. He said, I decided to record a jingle for you enclosed on purple CD. I've put a few other tunes of mine on there too, and they sound pretty good, but they're all instrumentals.
Yeah.
So it's not the sort of stuff we could play. Happy listening, hopefully, The Synthetic Sound. So I think we should play this jingle by him. We can judge it. And if you want to send in a jingle, send in a jingle. I'm not saying this will become a regular feature.
Yeah.
But, it might well turn into something that we enjoy and look forward to every week, opening our little post bag and finding home-recorded jingles. I know already people who are ready to are dreading the fact that they are going to be swamped, but that's their problem, not ours. All we have to do is turn up on a Saturday, and they
play
will
them.
have sifted through them all.
Yep.
Hopefully, and we'll have 5 or 6 left to listen to, and it'll give them a nice week. So, even if you have no discernible music talent, get recording, and the prize will be
What?
Some stuff that we have here at the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So we'll give you some stuff
Yeah.
for the best jingle.
Okay.
And this is the one from the Synthetic Sound that's going to kick it all off.
Jonathan Ross. BBC Radio 2.
Oh dear. Okay, well, maybe that idea's not such a great idea then.
No.
Really. That was not. I wouldn't have thought harder beat.
No, it was like a
Would you?
Dalek, wasn't it, doing it?
It was like, just check the address of that. Will you just check that and see if that was Stephen Hawking sent us that? That was a voice box. No one. Okay, let's just explain the whole point of the jingle.
Yeah.
It's so you recognise the show and you feel good about it.
Yeah.
Not so you recognise the show and you feel scared. And worried they might come out and steal your stuff. All right, well, maybe that will kick off. Who knows? Maybe that will develop into something. If you do want to send us a jingle, feel free. And I'm sure the people here can't wait to listen to them all on our behalf. Sarah's looking forward to it already. I know Fiona, when she gets back from shirking, she'll enjoy it too. And everyone else. And send in, here's another thing is, send Terry some jingles. Terry can't wait to hear some jingles. Matter of fact, drop them by his house. He loves you to perform live. Turn up on his drive. Normally, I think Sunday morning early. That's best time to catch him at home.
Yeah, because he goes to golf a little bit later.
We'll give his address out later. Sunday morning about 6-ish is normally good. And just turn up, and ideally, the more instruments, the better.
Yeah, he loves a brass band.
Oh, yeah, and he's giving away a car. Yeah, I'm not as hooked on that as you are.
I like it. Last time we played it, you liked it.
It's quite nice, but I mean, I quite liked it.
Ray LaMontagne.
It's perfectly nice. Wasn't that the name of some sort of diet, La Montagne? Wasn't it some sort of weird diet? Or is that, am I mixing up with something else?
I think you're mixing it up again.
Maybe someone. Send in your jingles and also tell us if there's a diet that's similarly named to La Montagne. Okay, Halloween's coming.
Yes.
It's almost upon us. Okay, it's next weekend, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Are you going to be dressing up and trick-or-treating as usual?
No, not this year. I'm going to give it a miss.
If you painted your face orange, you'd make a very good pumpkin.
Oh, thank you.
And you can't say that about everyone, and that's a great thing this time of year.
Yeah.
Naturally, your face would lend itself to a pumpkin really well. Right. I feel bad, mine is not.
Thanks.
Because mine is more what you'd call face-shaped. As opposed to a pumpkin-shaped head, which I wish I had this time of year.
It's not pumpkin-shaped.
It is rather pumpkin-shaped.
No, it isn't.
If you lost a tooth, you'd have to be very wary at this time of year, because people would think it was a pumpkin. You've got a lovely face. You've got a lovely, you're a very handsome man.
Oh, don't start. Don't you do you do that?
What? I'm being nice.
Give it one and then take with the other.
I took first, now I'm giving back.
Give it back.
I'm not... No, last year I went a bit over the top with Halloween.
Oh, did you?
And what's the terrible thing is, I clearly enjoyed it more than the kids.
Did you play that ghost game? Was that when you were playing that
No, we didn't really
thing?
play Ghost Game. We played, Monster I play all the time. Monster. When the kids always want me to play Monster, I'm a bit too tired for it these days.
Right.
Well, I do something, I say, Monster, you go and hide, he'll be up in a minute. And I think, I'll give it 20. And they go, oh, yeah, I'm just coming, Monster's coming. Hide. I'm another nap. Where's Monster? Sleeping. He's in his monstrous sleep. Don't wake him. He's even more fierce. Anyway, no, we didn't do it. But last year we thought, okay, because Jane loves Halloween as well, and Jane does lovely things. She cooks special things. She makes like witches' carts out of peanut butter and raisins and carrots and stuff with sticks, and she makes ghosts out of mashed potato. Yeah, she does all this stuff, and we have the kids all invited a few friends around each for a party, and we take them trick or treating. But last year we played games. We played Pin the Tail on the Werewolf, which was a good one. I drew a big picture of a werewolf in no tail. It was a good game.
Yeah, all right.
Do a little bit of storytelling.
Yeah.
And we have a treasure hunt. We set up a treasure hunt in the garden. And we got Jane's mum, grandma, to be a witch.
Right.
Didn't take a lot. She's down the end, waiting for them. So she's waiting for the dress as a witch.
Yeah.
And I really pushed the bait out. I got myself 3 separate costumes. Right, for the treasure hunt. So the first costume I put on was the mummy's costume. I hired a mummy's costume.
Yeah.
And I hid in what used to be the chinchilla's house.
Oh, no.
Which is, as you know, next to the ferret hutch. No, the chinchillas escaped, so I hid in there.
Yeah.
And the treasure hunt led them to that, so when they got near, I went, ah! Oh, should have seen those 6-year-olds run. I'm telling you what. A couple of them were back in nappies. The mummy came out, covered in cobwebs, I was, when it was filthy in there. So that was costume number one. And then they went down to the end part of the garden, and while they went down away from the mummy, I raced indoors, and I was sweating, and I don't know if you remember, this time of the year last year, I had terrible flu.
Yeah.
So I was sweating anyway. Oh, jeez. Whipped off the mummy's costume, got into the skeleton suit.
Right.
Put the mask on, and you know you got flu? My breath was horrible. So I was hot, I was sweating, and I was breathing my own foul, fluey breath.
Yeah.
Dressed as a skeleton man. Went and hid round the back of those bird cages that used to be in my garden that aren't there anymore.
Yeah, I remember
You know
those.
that then. Leapt out, got them again.
And did they ever think it was the same person?
I don't know. A couple of them can't speak anymore. The shock has been so great. And then the third outfit I put on was more of a standard Grim Reaper type with a cape and a scythe, and I just hid and followed them very slowly without saying anything.
Yeah.
Fabulous fun. I had a great time.
And you're not going to do it this year?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I thought you said you were backing off slightly.
Well, maybe backing off slightly, but now I've been talking about it again. I've got excited. Werewolf suit. Got to get a werewolf suit.
Yeah.
I fancy a werewolf, and I fancy being up quite high for the werewolf and jumping down on them. Wouldn't that be great? Because the thing is, I've got to be in different places to I was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might also hide out near the front when they first arrive. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be good.
They're turning up, they don't know, all of a sudden, half man, half bat appears. Hey? Let's see if they've still got an appetite after that.
Yeah.
But there's someone has sent in, very kindly, this is from Piz, whoever Piz is, has sent in a picture which they found on the internet. It says, a good quality, hard-to-find costume. It's the flying monkey from The Wizard of Oz.
Wow.
Look at that, and he's got big monkey ears on. If you look at the man wearing it on the right there, it looks like Lee Evans.
It does.
Looks more like a Lee Evans costume with those ears on it than a monkey.
You're going to get one of those, I know.
I'm very, very, very...
See there, if you don't need the werewolf, because you could be up high on that. You could go up a tree.
I'll tell you why that is. That's not scary enough, though.
You could put like a scary mask on it. It'd be like a
I don't want to be too scary for the little ones, really.
What? Dressing as a mummy and hiding a hutch?
You could come around and be Pumpkin.
I don't want
You
to
could
come
be
around.
Pumpkin Pete. Pumpkin Pete. I've got a great idea for you. I've got a great idea.
What?
Just see if you fancy this.
No.
What's that? How negative are you, eh?
When you just said
Is
my
that
head
how you go through life?
resembles a pumpkin.
Well, no, bear with me.
And you're going to say, oh, here he comes, Pumpkin
No,
Pete.
no.
Orange face.
Better than that, better.
What?
Better. We bury you up to your neck in the pumpkin patch. We paint your face orange like a pumpkin. They don't know you're coming. Suddenly you turn around and go, what? Now, wouldn't that be great? That's Graham Coxon.
Yeah.
That sounds great, doesn't it?
He'll be playing live in the next hour.
I love that bit in the middle where he kind of like, there's a break and they all do little different solos. There's a guitar, it reminds me of an early Roxy Music track where they all that bit, and then Eno's out with the synthesizer and there's a tiny bit of twiddly.
And I think that riff there has got a bit of the Into the Valley about it. Remember the skids?
The Valley.
A little bit of that going on.
Graham Coxon. We also have the People's Tenor, Russell Watson, on the show.
Oh, is that what he's described it as?
He's the singer.
Okay.
Here we're on the final part of the show. We're going to do our competition now. Now, we're sticking with the poker pick and a poke knee.
Well, I did promise last week that it would be the last one.
Yes, you did. So that's presumably was the last one. So we have a new competition.
No, because I need to discuss something with you.
Please do.
Obviously, the animal-based ones seem to work.
They do seem to
And
work.
this will be our 9th week if we do the pig one. So I've got a new one.
Yeah.
But I need a title for it. Basically, it's based on...
Hold on, you want me to come up with the title, or you want the listeners?
Well, no, I just need yours since I've got 3. It's about... it's based on a poodle and his 4 friends.
A poodle and his 4 friends?
And they're all into pop music.
So, a pop-loving poodle?
So at the moment, I've got Pop Goes the Poodle.
Pop Goes the Poodle.
Pop Knows the Poodle.
Pop knows the poodle?
Yeah.
Right, because he knows pop.
Or the poodle plays pop.
Okay, how about...
Yeah.
Pop Master?
No.
Isn't that a good name for a
Poodle
quiz?
Master.
Why not Pop Master?
No, because Ken Bruce does that.
But that's during the week. We could have the weekend edition, and ours is better because we've got a poodle involved.
Basically, what it is a poodle and his 4 mates.
Okay.
They love music so much so they bark over certain parts of it.
Excellent.
But I don't know what to call it.
It has to be a poodle.
Well, because it works with pop. Could be a peak.
Well, it doesn't have to be a P, does it?
Well, if not, it's music, pop music.
Okay. What about a pug?
No, because you compared me once to a pug. It'll-
You're more like
I'll
a
take it home.
pumpkin. I love pugs anyway. It's a nice thing to be.
Okay, so the pug goes. No, pop goes the pug.
Well,
No.
let's not rush into something as important as this.
Pop knows the pug.
Let's not rush it. People could possibly, join in. Tell us if they have any suggestions, and we'll decide on one either with their help or without by next Saturday.
Yes.
So this will be the last outing then
We will
of
do-
Okie Dokie Poker Pick and a Poke.
Well, this is the 9th week. I think
Okay.
it's a record for me, so I want to do one more. Okie
right.
dokie, poker, pick it and poke.
Give us a call, of course, 0500 288 291. The first couple of people who sound vaguely sane we'll use on the show. We're not that choosy, are we?
No.
I think possibly we should be slightly more choosy some weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always entertaining, but often it's people and you think, how did they get through? Do we get a lot of calls, do you know?
We do, but
we
it
probably
does
only
seem
get one or
strange.
two calls, and that's why we wind up with whatever we've got.
Yeah, the phone rings twice.
All right,
That'll
well,
do.
anyway, give us a call if you're interested. 0800, is it 0800? 0500 something. It's the same every week.
288 291.
Okay, what are the prizes this week?
A lot of DVDs, a lot of CDs, but pretty good. Robert Altman's The Company.
Excellent.
According to Attitude, it's breathtaking.
It's meant to be a great film. I haven't seen it.
Conan the Destroyer, starring the Mayor of California, Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Well, this is was this the one that had Red Sonja in it with him? Was this because this is the follow-up to the
Conan the Barbarian? I think it is, isn't it?
I don't know.
Can't remember if she was in the first or the
Grace
second.
Jones? No, I don't think so. Because or maybe she's not. I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of like enjoyable rubbish.
Deep Blue, which is from the makers of Blue Planets. It's all about the sea.
That'd be a very pleasant way to spend a couple of hours.
What else we got here? Dude, Where's My Country? That's the Michael Moore book.
Michael Moore.
Along
Dynamic.
with Fahrenheit 9/11, a must-see film.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay. Even if you disagree with it, it's worth seeing.
I think it is worth seeing. The OC, the complete first
This is meant to be very good. This is this new kind of like a drama series, romantic drama series from the States. I think it's mainly aimed at a younger audience than us.
I think it's on Channel 4, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be right then.
Cyrano de Bergerac, starring Jose Ferrer and Mala Powers.
See, that's a great film. Jose Ferrer, I think.
Ferrer. Postman Pat, The Ice Cream Machine, brand new.
At last, it's out on DVD to own.
Tommy Walsh, DIY Survival.
At last.
Your
at
indispensable guide to DIY success.
The DIY DVD you've been clamouring for.
Go along with his book, DIY
I don't know
Survival.
whether I think Tommy's shelves will stay up. I'll be honest with you. When I look at him, I don't think he looks like the sort of person who really knows what he's doing all the time.
The best pub jukebox ever. This is a double CD, so you've got Queen and David Bowie, Under Pressure. I'm not sure that's a great pub jukebox.
Under Pressure.
The Undertones, Teenage Kicks, R.E.M. The One I Love, XTC, Roxy Music, that sort of
So the
stuff.
sort of music you'd like to find on a pub jukebox.
Yeah.
Hence the title.
Beautiful, the new collection, Autumn 2004. So you've got Brian McFadden, Maroon 5, Jennifer Lopez, Nielsen.
What's the link with this then? Beautiful. What just songs they think are beautiful?
Get beautiful ringtones for your mobile, so it's not that. I don't know what it's just beautiful. That's all it says.
I am opposed to the use of popular music as a ringtone.
I mean, they've got Michael Andrews featuring Gary Jules' Mad World. How does that equate to beautiful?
And on your phone, Mad World, you don't want that.
No.
People spend hours trying to make music sound great for you. You don't want it so it's then reduced to like 4 bad synthesizer notes so some spotty teenager can have it blaring out of his mobile on halfway through a movie. Hey?
No.
Right, thank you.
Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. This has got to be the one. A double DVD. So you've got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of 7 and then another 8 action-packed adventures. And on the back it says, Thrill as Skippy rescues Sonny from out of control speedboat.
Yes.
Gasp as Ranger Hammond comes face to face with his evil cigarette-smoking twin.
Excellent.
Cheer as Skippy escapes from the clutches of evil zookeeper Frank Thring.
There are lots of evil zookeepers around then. Australia seemed to breed evil zookeepers, and poor old Skippy often found himself at the receiving end. I'm going to issue a challenge. Whoever wins that, I dare you to try and watch all those episodes in one sitting.
15 of them.
I dare you to try and watch 15 Skippies in one go. Can you imagine? You'd be a drooling wreck by the end.
You would be...
Give us a call, 0500 288 291. We'll probably get to that after this.
And what do you want to play from this album you gave
Yes, I lent you the album Guilty Pleasures, which I've been quite enjoying listening to in my car. It's the one that's got tracks you maybe shouldn't like.
Yes.
I do like this out now. It's been put together by Sean Rowley. It's got, well, I'm Tempted by Leslie. Oh, Laurie.
Oh, Laurie.
That's a lovely sound.
What's the one about moving out today? Carol
No,
Bayer
I
Sager.
think I'm not such a fan of that. Track 3, January, by Pilot. That's a great song, isn't it? How about, well, there's a bit of... I like that one as well.
I think Alessi. That's track 1, isn't it?
I don't know. Let's go. No, here we go. Let's go. Let's be a bit radical. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
What track number?
We're going to go with track 22. Give it a listen.
Okay. Oh, this is great.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I don't think that's a guilty
Well,
pleasure.
it's a kind of a, for some people it might be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hip particularly, is it? I suppose that's what they're saying. Colin Blunstone.
Yeah.
So you don't mind. Okay, so we do have a couple of people lined up ready to play. The
Yeah.
last ever, we promise, we're not going to go back on this one, the last ever time that we play Okie Dokie Poker Pig in a Pokey.
Yes.
We have Jackie, oh, excuse me, I've got some slight wind. Excuse me.
Jackie.
Hold on.
And Ben.
It's trapped. We have Jackie and Ben lined up ready to play the last ever instalment, I guess that's the right word, of Okie Poker. Jackie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Jackie, how you doing?
Well, I've been a bit poorly this week.
Have you now? What's been wrong?
Oh, I've got Crohn's disease, so I've been praying up.
And that's when you really, it's to do with your digestive system, isn't it?
Yes, I have.
And also, does it not impact on your kind of the rest of your body in some way, like your bones or your hips or something?
No, it's just my digestive system.
No, what it is they haven't told you
Yeah.
all the bad things to come. That's what it is. You know, I'll see you straight. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. So you have to avoid certain foods, or you can eat everything but not all the time?
Yes, they have protein. A lot. You've got to avoid proteins, all half-fat stuff, and
So cut down on all that. And is there a cure for that, or you just have to kind of monitor it?
no, it's a disease.
It's a genetic disorder, isn't it?
Well, they're trying to say it's that.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I'm getting better now. My husband's taking us to Harrogate for the weekend.
Well, that will sort it out, if nothing else will, certainly. Because so presumably, I would imagine, though, having something which is kind of like lingers and it's there all the time for you, it must be a strain on both yourself and on him as well.
It is,
Yeah.
yes. He's very good, Mike. hmm
So he looks after you. Have you got any kids?
Well, the only kid I've got's Bob. That's my cat.
Bob the cat. Not technically a child, but I understand what you're saying there.
Not really a cat name, is it, Bob? You don't really think of...
You can call a cat anything you want. Don't
I know,
start
but-
picking on the lady's name. Bob the cat. Bob the cat does sound like a goalkeeper, doesn't he, from the 50s?
Well, I wouldn't argue with it. It's got a six-pack.
Is he a strong cat or fat cat?
He's strong.
Strong. Well, is he a breed cat or just an old moggy?
Oh, just an old moggy. Black and white moggy. Lovely.
Well, cats are lovely, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Have you always been a cat person?
Well, not really. Just since I got married, Mike, he's always had cats, so I said, go on then.
So would you consider getting a dog as well?
I would love a dog, but when I retire, so I've got time to take it out.
So what do you do for a living?
I work in the Inland Revenue.
So what is this a fit in the actual tax area of it, or other admin?
No, it's child benefit.
Child benefit, you see.
Yeah.
But that must be much nicer then, because when you say Inland Revenue, I suppose most people get a bit nervy, don't they?
They do, yes.
And then you say child benefit and they relax and go, oh, can you help me fill my forms in? What is the level? What is child benefit at the moment? How much does someone claim?
It's £16.50 for the eldest and £11.5 for the rest.
It is great. I mean, it doesn't sound like a hell of a lot, but I guess it can really make a difference for some people, can't it?
It does,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, that's one of the great things about this country, the fact that we still offer that. You know, we knock ourselves... I think we spend a lot of time knocking ourselves in this country and beating ourselves up and saying, we do this wrong and the government do this wrong, but there's still so many things that we do and we do right that other countries don't have anything the equivalent of, and that's one of them.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's all keep up the good work. Big round of applause for us all. Are you looking forward to Halloween, Jackie?
Well, that's the calm before the storm, because next weekend I have a big fancy dress party at my
How lovely,
house. So
how lovely.
You can come if you want.
Well, no, I'm busy with my kids. What are you going as? What are you going to be wearing? Or is that a
Me,
surprise?
I'm not too sure. I might go as, her off the Addams Family. I'm
Oh,
not too-
Morticia.
Yeah.
Now, you see, I know what you're thinking there, and everyone, Jackie, we know what you're thinking. You women are so obvious and easy to read. You all at Halloween, you want to dress up, you want to join in, but you don't want to look anything less than as foxy as possible, do you?
Well, that's it.
So you go as Morticia, you'll go as a sexy witch or a sexy vampire's victim.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you see ladies turning up at fancy dress
Yeah.
party as. And you're going the Morticia route.
Whereas Uncle Fester would be far more interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
but
Mike's been Uncle Fester.
is he already bald or did he shave for the occasion?
He's already bald.
Is he bald as the proverbial coot or has he still got a little bit round the back?
Oh, he's still got a bit, but he shaves it.
So he shaves it all off?
He's, well, nearly.
Because my wife swears that you should go with the wig. And I disagree personally.
No, definitely not.
You think go with the bald?
Yeah,
All right, well, maybe I'll get you to phone her later and we'll have a chat.
I will.
Not that mine's going yet, but if it does, I don't want to know that I have to only have the wig option. Because the wig must get itchy in the hot weather, mustn't
Yeah.
it? You know, ladies
And
wear
they
wigs
never
sometimes.
look real, do they?
I don't know. The one you've got on right now looks fine.
I know, I've had a lot of work on that one.
Jackie, we're going to meet Ben. He's playing against you, and then we'll play Okie Dokie Poker Pig and a Pokey.
Okay.
Did we establish where you were calling from?
Sunderland.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, I should have known from your accent, but of course you may have travelled. Sunderland, and you've lived there all your life, I imagine?
Yes.
Yeah. Whereabouts do you live in Sunderland?
Well, it's just outside. It's called Penshaw.
Oh, I don't know it.
Oh, it's lovely.
I'm sure it is. Is it a nice countryside around you?
Yes,
You
that's
see?
it. All open cast mines now, country park.
And I bet
so
this time of year it's beginning to look beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. This is the prettiest time of year, I think. Jackie, we're going to speak to Ben, and we'll come back to you in a minute. We'll play the game.
Okay.
All right, stick around, relax, take it easy, some deep breaths.
Oh, okay.
We'll be with you. Ben, are you there?
Hello,
How are you, Ben?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And where are you as we speak?
I'm in Wallingford, which is a little town just south of Oxford.
Uh-huh. And in a house, in a flat, at work?
I'm at home, yeah, in my flat.
South of Oxford. And have you been working today, or is this a morning off for you?
I have no morning off today, and start of a week off work.
How well? And a week off work. This is holiday leave, or you're faking it and putting a sickie?
Well, I'm not. I work in a college.
Right.
In
So it's half term coming up.
half term,
Mhm.
exactly.
What do you do at the college?
I work with deaf students. I support them in lessons. Go in and sign for them or take notes.
I've learned a little bit of signing recently.
I think I saw you on telly there.
That's right, I learned for a TV show.
On See Here.
Yeah, I picked it up quite quickly. I was very, very proud of myself.
I was very impressed. Yeah.
I don't think I can necessarily remember it now. I can remember the gay signing word for gay, though. Stuff like that sticks with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And yet, curiously, I use that less than I would use the other things. Well, congratulations and well done for you. When did you learn to sign?
Well, I'm still learning, but
right.
I've been doing it at night school.
Right.
And I've just started another course this year.
Well, on behalf of the population of Great Britain, thank you. And well done. Keep up the good work. Ben, have you listened to this quiz before? Do you know what we're playing?
This is the Okey Pokey?
You've already come closer than I dared hope you might. Okie dokie, poker, pig and a pokey.
Something to do with a pig.
Yeah, basically, and Jackie, for listening as well, I'll just recap the rules for one last time. Okay. You ask for a poke, whichever number from 1 to 10. If you hear the pig noise, that means it will be a pig-related question. You get it right, it's 2 points. If it's any other animal, then it's a general knowledge or popular culture question, and you only get 1 point if you get it right. If you're ready to play, we're going to go to Jackie first. Ben, Jackie's not feeling too good this week.
Well, bless her.
Bless her. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, if you want to throw it in her favour, fine, because she's not been feeling well. I mean, obviously, we won't think any of the less of you if you do win.
Sure, well, if I do lose, then...
Yeah, but if you do lose, you can pretend you did it on purpose. Jackie, you ready?
Yes.
What number do you want?
Number 6.
Number 6 it is, and there's a pig. She got a pig straight out of the hat. Well done. Here's your question, Jackie. What is the average weight of a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig? I presume this is a fully grown one, is it, Andy?
Yes, a fully grown one.
Do you think it's A, 10 to 20 pounds, B, 120 to 150 pounds, C, 300 to 350 pounds?
Tough one, sorry.
300 to 350 pounds.
You're going with that, not the middle one or the first one?
The middle. The 300 to...
All right, then it's incorrect, I'm afraid. 120 to 150 pounds, the middle one it would have been. I was kind of trying to steer you in that direction, but...
I know.
I didn't want to make it too obvious. Okay, Ben, what number do you want? We've had number 6?
Number 2.
Number 2. That's
a cold horse.
Yeah, it's a horse, very cold. There are 5 colours that make up the Olympic rings symbol. Black, blue, red, green, and what other? Is it pink, yellow, or white?
I think it's yellow.
It is yellow.
It's a point.
I knew that as well. Isn't it weird that we knew that? I guess, or maybe you absorb that kind of thing subconsciously. We're back to you now, Jackie. You can't have number 6, you can't have number 2.
Number 7.
Number 7?
Number 7. I can't...
You've got a real mental block, haven't you?
It's a cow.
Andy, how hard is it?
I know, but I don't know what it is. Something happened to me in the past.
Pretend do a Winston Churchill and then just change. It's like Winston Churchill waking up. Right, okay. It's a cow. What famous author proclaimed at New York Customs, "I have nothing to declare but my genius"?
Oh.
That's quite a tough one. You should have given a multiple choice there.
Do you think?
Was it A, Aldous Huxley, B, H.G. Wells, C, Oscar Wilde? Okay.
Oscar Wilde.
It was Oscar Wilde, but I don't think that's made it any easier. I think just, made it more fairer, basically. Okay, so there you go. So it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Ben, what do you want?
7.
7. You can't have 7. You just had 7. You could have 8. You could have 9. You could have 10. You could have 3, 4, or 1, or 5.
I have number 9.
Number 9. You got a pig. You got a pig. Okay, I'm going to read out a lyric from a popular song. I need to know who wrote it. Day of Judgment, God is calling. On their knees, the war pigs crawling. It's from the song War Pigs. Was written by A, David Bowie, B, Robert Plant, or C, Ozzy Osbourne.
No idea. Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne is the correct guess. Congratulations.
2 points.
Yeah, well, I think I would have guessed it. So he's got 3 points now, hasn't he?
Yes.
Ben, you got 3. Jackie, you have...
1.
Is it 1? Just 1. Okay, yeah. Jackie, what number would you like?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. No, 2's gone, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Number 10.
Number 10? It's a chicken question. Kid A was the 2000 album by the Manic Street Preachers. Is that true or false?
True.
No, it's false. It was the Radiohead. 1-3. Yeah. Ben's looking good to win. Ben, what number do you want? There's 1, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 8.
Number 1.
Number 1.
It's a pig.
This could put you, well in the lead now. In many cultures, the pig is a symbol of prosperity. Is this true or false?
True.
It is true. I think that's an easy question.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think that's an easy one, because you would have just thought, because saying false is... I don't know, something tells that was the easy one. But anyway, I'm not taking it away from you, Ben. You won.
5-1.
Particular one. 5-1. Jackie, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 8.
8.
It is a pig.
A pig. This could put you back on the right track. Looney Tunes star Porky the Pig appeared in cartoons only with Bugs Bunny. Is this true or false? True or false? True or false?
True.
I'm shouting false at you.
I thought you
to
were
steer.
shouting
No, I would true or false. True or false? You know what, Jackie?
What?
I have the feeling this just isn't meant to be for you today. Okay, well then, no, I'm afraid not. He also appeared in cartoons with Daffy Duck and many others.
Yeah,
I
he
seem
did,
to
yeah.
recall as well. Okay, so it's currently 5-1 still, is that right?
Yes, it is.
5-1, everything to play for. Ben, there's left is 3, 4 and 5, I believe.
3, please.
3?
There's a pig. I think if you get this, Ben, that's all
No,
over.
it's not. It's a sheep, number 3.
Oh, sorry. I've got a pig.
You trying to throw it in Ben's favour?
Bear.
Is there something going on here? Ben, who directed the movie Jaws?
Steven Spielberg.
He did. It's 6-1. Jackie, you want to go for another one?
Go on, then.
Okay, you can have number 5, 3 or 4.
No, 3's gone. 4 or 5?
Bye.
Okay. Just as well we're ending this through. This is all falling apart around us.
Whack, whack, whack.
It's a duck. The Alps separate France and Spain. Is that true or false? Is it true or false?
False.
It is false. It's the Pyrenees, and you knew that. You so knew that.
It's 6-2. I mean, Ben's won it. There's one left.
6-2. Ben, do you want to take the last one? You might as well. You might as well. It's question number 4, and the animal is
pig.
It's a pig. In the novel Animal Farm, Napoleon the pig accuses another pig of being a traitor. What is its name? Is it A, Snowball, B, Snowflake, C, Snowfall?
Snowball.
It is Snowball.
8-2.
8-2. A fairly decisive victory, I feel there.
Yeah.
Ben, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, like you say, Jackie was ill, so...
Yeah, Jackie was ill, and let's face it, you're not going to make her feel any better by doing that to her.
Well, I feel I had the easier questions as well.
You did, Ben, that's very generous of you. You're showing great largesse in victory, and that's an admirable thing. Jackie, we'll send you some prizes.
Okay.
Just for taking part and being lovely, and thank you for joining in.
Thank you very much.
I hope you do start feeling better next week. I know it's a horrible when you have one of those debilitating things that just seem to drag on and on, but it sounds like you have a lovely bald fellow looking after you, and that's the main thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and Ben, thank you as well.
Thank you very
Have
much.
a great week off coming up.
Thank you.
And good luck with the lessons. Right, take care. Thanks for taking part, both of you.
Okay, bye-bye.
To my heart a sensational thrill she brings. Whoa, whoa. I know she's lovable. Whoa, I know she's a... Yes, she is.
88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.
The news now at midday. This is Andrea Simmons. At least 14 people have been killed and scores injured in 2 bomb attacks in Iraq. One explosion happened outside a US base near Ramadi, killing at least 9 people. And a suicide bomber has blown himself up at a checkpoint near the city of Samara. BBC News at 3 minutes past 12. Our next at 1.
88 to 91 FM. Jonathan Ross. Yeah. Saturday Show. BBC Radio 2.
How do you think they did that noise at the end there? I mean, way back then, when they didn't have the technology we have now.
I'm not really sure. How do you think?
I think they threw an organ off a cliff. I think that's what they did. That end bit, I think they actually did that.
Do you think
Well,
so?
they didn't have the technology back then to do it any other way, did they?
Well, in the 60s there must have been something. Some sort of special machine.
No. They threw one off.
Some technician.
Several tapes on that, cost them a fortune.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go on.
What is the etiquette? What's the correct way of dealing with someone if you meet someone who is clearly either a transvestite or a transsexual?
What do you mean? In what way? What
man turned to woman or man dressed as woman, but you don't know them well enough to say, you're a bloke. Now, how do you deal with that? Because something happened to me this week.
I think you just have to not even think about it.
Just treat them as a lady?
Yeah. If they've made the conscious decision, then obviously that's the reason why they did it, so...
I drove into town, parked my car up outside near the office where we do the talk show.
Yeah.
And was chatting to some of the fellas who work on the show. They were out on the street there. One of them was Fraser. You know Fraser?
Yes.
The white, was a lovely fella.
Yeah.
Very funny guy. Fraser was there. And a traffic warden walked past while I was putting my money in the meter. clearly either was still a man dressed as a lady or was once a man, clearly.
Right.
As tall as I am, broader, strapping, gingery hair, face not unlike Rod Hull. Okay? And she went, all right, don't park there with a park. Make sure you put plenty of money in the meter there, because we're not like that. I went, oh, okay. I was a bit taken aback. And then we were chatting, and, you know, he stood around chatting for a while, and then produced some small photocopy piece of paper. I'm having a party at the weekend, why don't you come over? Sunday night's going to be great. I went, you know what, thank you so much for the invite, but I won't come. I'm busy with the family, I won't come. And Fraser's off, and he went, thank you, sir. What do you mean, sir? I'm clearly a lady. I was like, oh, dear. It was like a Little Britain sketch. I didn't know whether to intervene.
No.
And to say, yes, of course, well, how dare you? Or say, come on, the game's up, isn't it? Surely a man dressed as a woman, or a man who was once, a woman who was once a fella and who still looks quite blokey, they've got to be okay about that, haven't they?
Well, not really, thank you, sir.
I would have thought so.
But
it was meant...
A ginger wig is a bit...
No, I think, unfortunately, she was naturally... that wasn't the thing I was really talking about, though. I noticed you've zoned straight in on that, and I appreciate your sensitivity. Just happened to be a ginger-haired person.
Okay.
But it made it look more like a kind of slightly Rod Hull-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they should give out pamphlets.
What?
Because we don't want to be insensitive. We don't want to hurt people's feelings, do we?
No.
I'd like to have a little guidebook, how to deal with all these situations.
Yeah.
That would be an ideal Christmas stocking
gift,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah. How to deal with...
Why don't you write it?
When you bump into a tranny in the dark. I'm going to start writing it while the next record plays. We have Graham Coxon come up. He's going to play live for us, I'm delighted to say. And we also have Russell Watson, the People's Tenor.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll jam together.
This week on The Story of Britpop.
If you can tell an Oasis from a Blur, you should be on tenterhooks this evening. The Battle of the Bands is reaching its climax. They both have new records out, and on Sunday afternoon, one will go to the top of the charts.
This is Steve Lamacq, and on Wednesdays, Don't Look Back in Anger, we're looking at the big Britpop battle of summer 1995. Blur's Country House against Roll With It by Oasis.
The Story of Britpop continues on Wednesday night at 10, and you can hear part 2 of this series on the BBC Radio Player at bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.
Well, that's very timely that you played that particular trailer, and you could see his little face light up. Because we've got Mr. Graham Coxon with us, who was a said, well, we're not going to go on about that, Graham. That was not deliberate on our part, was it?
No, it wasn't. You
didn't know that, was it? Okay. Graham, how are you? You look very, very well.
Thanks. Cheers, I had a quick haircut before I came here.
I'm admiring your glasses.
Are you?
They're very kind of 60s Michael Caine look about them. Excellent.
They are from the 60s.
Are they genuinely a 60s hair?
Well, actually, the ones that I actually did have from the 60s were perishing, so I had a mould made of them, and now I can have as many made as I like.
For real? You had that done?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something, isn't it? Yeah. And that, in my opinion, is pop star money spent well. Okay?
Yeah.
As opposed to so many of the trifles.
Because the original one I got for £4.50, and now from the mould and having to have them made, they cost a lot more.
And are you short-sighted or long-sighted?
I'm sort of a bit short-sighted and astigmatic.
Oh, that's not a good combo.
And I cross my eyes a lot, which doesn't help.
I used to wear glasses, I wear contact lenses now, but the first pair I had were awful. They were real Hank Marvin pear drop glasses. I don't know what pear drop. They were like a big old pear drop. It looked awful. Terrible. Terrible. That's why all photographs in that period have been destroyed. Now, Graham, are you back with Blur? Are you not going back with Blur? What is going on? Not that it's the most pressing question I have.
No, haven't you read the Mirror?
The Mirror said you're back. Is that
well,
right?
the Mirror didn't say anything of the sort. The headline said that, but the piece didn't say that anything like that. It said that I'm definitely recording another solo album of Stephen Street. That's what I gathered from the article.
So they just put the strap on the top there to get people reading it?
Yeah, I think so.
So what is going on?
Nothing.
Are you going to get
We've met up and we're going to, carry on as normal, having cups of tea every now and then and having a chat.
Towards the end, anyway, it was a fairly loose kind of confederation anyway, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't like you were all doing solo stuff, because Damon was off dabbling with Gorillaz, and the other guys also had solo. Alex was off flying his plane.
Yeah, we all had our things but that's what happens when you get older. You sort of get into little habits and things that you like to do.
Well, how long have you been together for when the cracks began to form?
About 6 months.
No, you've been learning much. Properly became a problem, is what I mean.
No, really. The problem is, I think it's just not. It's not just to do with what Blur is. It's to do with every group. I think eventually, that you do have to have almost sort of a counselling.
Well, you're in each other's pockets for so long, aren't you?
It becomes dysfunctional. You can't help it.
Name dropping here, but I was talking to Ringo Starr the other night, and he said, after 8-9 years, they began to get on each other's nerves. The Monkees, and now obviously the same deal. But do you miss playing as a unit? Do you miss being part of a band in any way? Are there aspects of that you miss?
No. I do play as a part of a band though, with my own band.
Right.
So that's sort of we're all making a noise. Sort of thing that I like to feel is
It must be a joyous thing.
I'm not unfulfilled in any part of my life.
Good. So you're happy. We're getting the complete package now.
I think so. Yeah.
In some ways, I suppose that you're more fulfilled then, really, though, aren't you?
I think so, because I have more time for my my funny sort of domestic kind of things that I like to do, more time for my daughter, so I'm not feeling in any way bad about that, because I know I spend an awful lot of time with her, and so, yeah.
Do you enjoy to have a little potter at home?
A potter?
Yeah, just fiddle around doing nothing.
Yeah, I do that a lot, and I
I'm coming to the conclusion that's probably the best thing you can do with your life. I mean, unless you're marked for greatness, well, let's face it, none of us in this room actually are. I mean, we're all talented men, but we're not going to change the course of history, are we?
Not yet, no.
Okay. No, never. You're never going to do it, Graham. Nor am I. You might as well face facts. You're not. Don't give me that face.
I can't accept that.
Well, why not? You're clearly
because
not.
You never know.
We do know, I can tell you. Look at all three of us. Really. I mean, look at the way you're dressed. You're not going to change the course of human history, okay? You're not going to discover anything. None of us are going to make any major decisions. We're going to be forgotten. Okay? So enjoy your time here, Graham. That's all I'm saying. Have a little potter. If you take one thing away... No, seriously, if you take one thing away from this morning, please let it be that.
Okay.
Relax, take it easy.
Well, Saturday's a good day for a potter.
We're not marked for greatness, my friends.
Wow, that's depressing.
That's not depressing.
It is.
Face facts, coxswain. If it was Damon here, sure, he might change the course.
Art teacher or something.
All right, now, we are lucky enough to have you playing live. Hey, by the way, Freaking Out, I think is a terrific track. Really great. We've been playing it a lot. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
And the whole album is really good. I really very much enjoy it. Because is this your third or your fourth solo album?
It's my fifth one, that one.
Your fifth?
Yeah.
Oh, one I've just missed all completely. There was one I remember putting on thinking, I can't be doing with that. It must have been that one.
Which one?
I don't know. It was the one with the... No, which one was it? It was... I'll tell you about it. You play the track and afterwards we'll diss one of your albums.
We're going to play a record first so Graham can get himself ready.
I'll try and explain it.
Explain the album to me.
Okay.
I know I'm banging along drumming, yeah, but it's a cheesy old record, isn't it? It's got to be said.
I like the John Mellencamp. I think that's all right.
Let's ask a musician, Graham. John Cougar Mellencamp, yay or nay?
No, I remember that being in the charts and not liking it even then,
We agree. Us musicians agree.
Oh, you've suddenly become a musician as well as a ballroom dancer.
I have a musical ear. There's no doubt about it. Some of us have it, some of us don't. I haven't actually chosen an instrument properly yet and settled on one, but, Graham plays all the instruments on his solo album. Every single one, is that right?
Yeah, apart from a few that I can't play when I get some friends in to do, like organs and strings.
So it's not every single one, then?
It's not, but I'm Freaking Out it is, yeah.
I'm Freaking Out it's every single one. Okay, that's good enough. Now, you're going to play... Is this a track from the album today?
It is, yes.
The album, by the way, I couldn't get into was Crow Sit on Blood Tree.
Yeah.
That was the one. Is that tricky? Is that less accessible, do you think, then?
Yeah, it is. But I do believe in making an effort with music.
I will go back. I'll give it another listen to. Okay, I'll sit there. Is there a particular way? Should I be in a certain mood to listen to it? Do you think, Graham?
No, actually, the one you're in now. This depressive.
I'm not depressive. What I am is pragmatic and honest. That's what I am.
Realist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a realist. You might as well be a realist. Let's face it. None of us are going to amount to anything.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to be stuffed and mounted and put on the corner of Tottenham Court Road.
That's a different thing.
If you don't amount to anything, who's going to want to see you?
Well, they're not going to stuff you if you do amount to something, are they? They wouldn't dare.
Well, of course they would.
Well, look, we don't stuff Churchill, did we?
No.
I'm not saying put a statue. I'm not saying put a statue up for me. Although obviously, if you're currently campaigning for one.
Oh dear.
Let's not argue in front of Graham. Okay?
No,
it's unseemly. That's what it is.
I'm trying to get you back from my pumpkin head comment.
Graham was born in Germany before we have the music, weren't you? Do you speak any German?
No.
How long were you in Germany for?
It was just a little while. I sort of was born there because my dad was in the army.
So he was out there, posted out there for a while?
Yeah.
So do you remember any of your childhood period in Germany, or?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I remember, you know, sort of... I remember my first cigarette, that was down there. Yeah.
How old were you then?
About 4. No, there was a bully called Ian Appleyard, and he gave me this white stick and said, yeah, have a suck on that, and so I did, and I was coughing.
Oh, Ian Appleyard. Well, shame on you. Where's he now?
I don't know.
No, probably doing great things.
Yeah.
Probably changing the shape of human history. Graham's going to play live... Oh, sorry, what was the track again, Graham?
I was going to try and do Bottom Bunk, this cheeky little song.
Okay, should we help in any way, just to sit back and enjoy?
Yeah, you can just do whatever you want.
Okay, we're going to relax and enjoy it then. This is our moment off on the show. This is Graham Coxon performing for you live here on Radio 2. Graham, take it away.
Threw my glasses in the dirt. Tell you, man, that really hurt. So I'm lying in the bottom bunk. Then you slam me in the door. Got me feeling pretty sore. So I'm lying in the bottom bunk. Now we've gone too far astray. I do believe you've had your way with me. Not much of a holiday. I do believe you've had your way with me. Your way with me. Very pretty and you're tanned, but I'd rather sleep with my right hand. So I'm lying in the bottom bunk. 'Cause baby, things just get too rough when we get together in the pub. So I'm lying in the bottom bunk. Now we've gone too far astray. I do believe you've had your way with me. Not much of a holiday. I do believe you've had your way with me. Your way with me. Far astray. I do believe you've had your way with me. Not much of a holiday. I do believe you've had your way with me. Your way with me.
That sounded great.
Yeah.
And the whistle in the middle, hats off. What a brave man. When he went in, I thought, oh, this is not... I was sitting there, I was so tense. You got halfway through, I thought, he's not going to be able to keep whistling in tune. There's no way he's going to be able to do the whole... He did it all in tune, well done.
Thanks.
You will amount to something after all, I take it all back.
Cheers.
That sounded great. That's from Graham's current album, which is Happiness in Magazines, is that right?
That's true.
And that's going to... Is that... No, that's not going to be on the double A side, that's Freaking Out and something else.
Freaking Out and All Over Me is
okay.
a sort of example of both extremes of the album.
Didn't that sound great?
He did.
Okay, I know we shouldn't sound so surprised, Graham, but, you know, we always thought it was Damon was the talent.
Yes, I didn't know until a while ago.
Graham, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Jonathan. Cheers.
You look well, you sounded fantastic, everything's going well.
Touch me, please, I cannot stand the way you speak. I know you have hurt me so. If I do not pack my things and go, take it love, oh, take it love, take it love, oh, take it love.
Graham sounded great, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
I don't know, I'm surprised. I'm always a bit surprised when people come in and play live well, but doing the whistling in the middle as well. Hats off. It takes a degree of courage.
And that was the original version of Tainted Love, and obviously which was covered by Mark Almond, and obviously we wish him all the best.
Well, Mark, I was really upset to hear that. I mean, I know, anyone has an accent, it's upsetting, but really, he's such a charming, sweet guy, and such a brilliant singer and a brilliant talent. I really hope he gets well.
So do I.
We should send him some flowers.
Yeah. Although they did say, that I think there was the whole family wanted him to be sort of left, to get better.
Yeah, but it doesn't count for us, because for me, I'm a celebrity.
All right, well, if you send him some flowers...
Yeah, celebrities are allowed, aren't they? Okay. Presumably. I mean, if there's an accident, for example, they say, everyone's staying out of the sea here.
Yeah.
I'm allowed in.
Oh, I see.
I actually did once... I very rarely exploit my celebrity status, okay? And quite rightly, I shouldn't, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Once I did. We were driving to go and see a movie, and they'd shut off Waterloo Bridge or something.
Yeah.
And I drove the policeman. I said, "What's going on here? They just shut off something." I said, and it's a telling I said, "I'm late for a charity event."
Oh dear.
And there was no such thing. There was no charity. I wasn't going to a charity. I had the kids in the car. And with all the kids, I said, "Yeah, it's a family charity event." He went, "Go on then." He let us drive over Waterloo Bridge. There was no other car on it. It was fantastic.
Dear.
Remember thinking, I must do that more often. Anyway, but if Mark or his family listening, we wish you the very best. We wish him well. We've got what's his name coming up, haven't we? What's his name?
Russell Watson.
Russell Watson. I almost called him Rupert Everett then.
Well, he looks a bit like
I bet that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Russell Watson, the People's Tenor, will be coming on the show. Is he going to be singing as well?
I don't think he is, no. We might get him to do a bit of a blast. He's got the lungs, hasn't he?
Yeah, we'll have a little bit, maybe. Okay. That's The Deers, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, so from the new album called No Cities Left, and I've been listening all week. It's a really, really brilliant album.
Did they have an album up before that, or just their first album?
I think it's the debut album.
Well, they're very good. They seem... do you know where they're from?
They are from...
Sweden.
No, they're English, that's right, they're English.
Oh, well, that's a first on the show today, then, I think. We have Russell Watson, the People's Tenor, coming on a little bit later, not long ago now. He's releasing his fourth album, Amore Musica, next week on Monday.
It is on Monday.
It's coming out on Monday, and he will no doubt be talking to us. We'll play a track of that in a minute. What's on it? Is it kind of mainly opera, or is it popular music?
The opening track is called Amore Musica, the same title of the album. Magia Sara, You Raise Me Up, Il Gladiatori.
He's from Salford, though, isn't he?
Is he from Salford? I don't know.
So where's all the Italian coming from? I know opera is it's the language most operas are in Italian. There's one or two German operas that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But mainly, I think there's a couple of Spanish ones, I'm not sure, but mainly it's Italian. But if you're from Salford, then presumably I'd like to hear a good Salford opera.
Yeah.
Something about ironmongery. Yeah. Something like that. Let's have a word with him, see if he can perform something in his native tongue for us.
There's a track on it called La Fiamma Sacra. Do you think that's would that be the sacred woman?
I don't know.
Fiamma?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Let's ask him when he comes in. Right. Okay, here's something, is a response to something we did on the show last week, which is rather charming. We read out, there was somene's 70th wedding anniversary.
We did, yes. Vera and Len, was it?
Vera and Len, I believe, and they were having their 70th wedding anniversary. And we read out a little, congratulations to them and wish them the very best. I've had an email here from Greg, who I think is one of their sons, saying, just wanted to pass on a big thank you for saying congratulations to Vera and Len for their 70th. Inevitably, we were getting out of the car when you did the piece and missed it. However, a solid testament to your show's 35 to 45-year-old music-loving demographic, I was sent 4 texts about it in as many minutes. Right. So people are listening in, they're ready to go and say, you had a request. And they all got to listen to it back on the web that afternoon. Now, if someone wanted to listen to the show back on the web, Andy, how would they do that?
Well, what they can do, they can listen via the BBC Radio Player. You just go on to www.bbc.co.uk/radio2.
Sounds easy.
And then you select the radio player and you can listen to your favourite shows again.
Loads and loads of shows on
And
it.
apparently 30,000 people a week at the moment are using that facility.
Can you listen to every single show? Is every single show that's gone out?
I think it's the plan, yeah.
What a waste of technology. Because let's face it, I mean, some weeks this is okay, but some weeks this is rubbish, okay? And we're one of the best of the bunch. Most of it during the week is shocking. Why would you want to listen back? Anyway, well, that's far be it from us to make judgment calls.
Yes.
So, what's nice about this email, though, I think, is Greg said that they listened back, and so that means that Vera and Lynn got to hear their mention on the show. And he said, but trying to explain the concept of a computer playing a radio program that finished 3 hours ago to 2 90-plus-year-olds was interesting. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening? No, it's not going out now. No, it's coming down the phone line on the computer.
Hey, well, hang on a minute. It finished 3 hours ago.
I mean, 90 plus. I mean, born before the First World War.
Yeah, but
You know?
at least they got to hear it. That's the good thing. And that's one thing that's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
To listen on the radio player, that you can listen to stuff that you may have missed. So
Well, that's...
Vera and
so
Len-
you're back on message now. You're doing the Radio 2 message again.
Well, I've been pushed again, so I thought I'd do
pushing
one.
this so much?
Because it's all about interactivity and digital age, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so, but it seems to me that if you're listening to the show, I suppose they just want to make the most of the investment, do they?
But also, there are people who obviously listen across the world, who
Yes.
perhaps are asleep, and then get up and listen. I think we had an email today from someone who listens in, I think it's Holland,
Can I
someone
just
in
point
Canada.
something out here? Maybe this is me being silly.
What?
People who are listening around the world who might be asleep now, they're not hearing us talk about this now.
No, but then
So-
if they go on the radio player, they'll hear us
Right,
talking
but if
about
they go on the radio player, then they know about the radio player already.
Right, okay.
So why are we promoting it?
Oh, no.
You see what I'm saying?
It's
It
a
doesn't seem
flaw
to
in
me.
my argument.
It doesn't seem to me entirely necessary.
Okay.
I think Russell Watson has just turned up.
Has he?
Yeah. Now, everyone out there seems strangely excited by that.
Are they?
Yeah, they're jumping around. Look at that. I mean, if it was Rupert Everett, I could understand their excitement.
Should we get him
It's
in?
Russell Watson. No, here's the thing. He's only self-taught. It's hardly like he's a proper singer. You know?
I can't see him. We're looking through the glass. Where is he?
Let's give the boy a chance. Let's give him a chance. We'll get him
okay.
in and we'll see whether, or not he makes the grade. Let's see.
And this one's from his new album.
And which track are you going to play? You said you were going to wait for him to come in. You're
No,
going to
I
let him
haven't.
choose one.
This was a little jest.
Oh, I see. You know what?
Well, I wouldn't have bothered.
That's a great joke. Joe Strummer.
Yeah.
Mick Jones.
Yeah.
Paul Simonon. And I think Terry Chimes on drums. The Clash's first album, 1977.
And still a great album.
Russell Watson, were you born in 1977?
No.
We're playing music older than he is, and we think that's still hip music. It shows you just how old and past it we are, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Welcome to the show, Russell.
Thank you, Jonathan Ross. Thank you.
I think we should do the whole interview like this. Let's see if we can break the records for losing listeners in the space of 15 minutes.
Okay, go.
Russell, how are you? You well?
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, he's just sitting there turning his phone off. He is like a young... It's like having a kid on the show. He's come and got his mobile phone out. Hey, Russell, you look very well.
Thank you.
Look at the size of him. I didn't realise you were quite so muscular.
No, I've got quite a chest on me.
Is that the singing that's done that to you?
I think so, yeah, and also I do quite a lot of boxing, Thai boxing now.
Wow. So you're like an all-rounder.
Yes, I like to think so.
Very nearly a Renaissance figure.
A what?
Well, I know, my pronunciation of that particular word isn't as strong as it might be. So, Russell, now, I'm right in thinking you initially were self-taught. Presumably you had lessons in the interim, but...
Well, I'd like to pretend and tell you that I was self-taught, but I used to drive up the motorway every week to Southport and get lessons off a lady called Val Watts.
Ah, see, I didn't realise.
So that was actually a lie originally.
So is Val still out there? Still
I didn't go to any music colleges or anything fancy like that. I think that's why the classical fraternity don't like me that much.
Oh, I'm sure that's not the reason. Maybe it's the kickboxing. They're just scared of you.
Yes.
And now, so you did study. You had a huge success, I know that. I mean, your albums sell fantastically well, don't they?
The first one rocketed.
Yeah.
I mean, the expectations for the first one were about 150,000, and it flew out of the shops.
Why do you think that was? What was it about you that people latched onto?
I don't know, maybe it was kind of my working class roots, you know, the fact that I was from a factory and from Salford, and it was a little bit different, you know, I put a different edge on.
A bit like when Nigel Kennedy had his first success, of course, it was his personality was different from most...
Yeah, and he looked a bit different, he had the spiky hair and all that, so I did copy that as well.
Right.
The spiky hair.
Yeah. And now you've gone for, well, you're sort of copying me.
More slick.
From the look of things, Russell.
Yes, I am.
Was that a Sean Connery impersonation?
It was, actually.
Well, so don't do that. Everyone can do Sean Connery. Don't even start with Sean Connery. Well, that's shocking. We're going to play a track off your new album. This is out on Monday.
Yes, it is.
Do you speak Italian?
Well, I can do little bits, but I wouldn't say I'm fantastic.
Because I'm always curious for people, you know, when you're singing opera and Italian isn't your native tongue, presumably most of the operas are in Italian, aren't they?
Well, yeah, most of the native ones are, yeah.
I mean, there's a smattering of German ones that I'm familiar with.
There are a few Wagnerian operas, yes.
So, when you're singing, presumably you have to learn enough Italian not only to get the pronunciation correct, but also to understand the meaning.
Well, I've got a lot of Italian friends too, so that helps, you know.
He's doing it, but it's like having Alistair McGowan.
Thank you very much.
It's the poor man's Alistair McGowan. But he can kickbox, so let's be nice about his impersonation.
Yeah, you should be.
Which track are we going to play, Russell?
I think we're going to play Il Gladiatore, which is a theme tune from Gladiator.
And presumably you're not just doing the tune, you're doing lyrics, aren't you?
Yes, there's lyrics to it, yes.
Were they written to a wedding?
They were written for Pavarotti originally, but he didn't sell many records last time, so we thought we'd do it.
I thought the music from Gladiator was by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, the music is by Hans Zimmer, but the lyrics were done by somebody completely different to Hans Zimmer.
Well, but for Pavarotti?
Yes.
I'm confused. Look, here's the thing. Let's put it on. Yeah. While it's on, Russell can explain it to me.
I'll try.
This is from Russell's forthcoming album. It's out on Monday. Amore Musica. Russell Watson, this is Il Gladiatore. Was that last line, was that about a milkman? Because my Italian's, was it? That's a great, what was that note at the end?
It was a B natural.
It sounds very good, doesn't it?
Which is quite high.
You're really cutting loose there, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
It must be exhausting singing like that, though.
I'm hitting big notes now, though. I mean, since I had the operation, I'm hitting very, very high notes.
Because you had a throat problem, didn't you?
Yeah, last year was a real bummer. I was diagnosed with a polyp, which is like a lump on the vocal cord, and they had to remove it surgically. And it was kind of one of those moments, you know, those sort of out-of-body experiences I had when I was told that I had the problem, because it was kind of like, you know, what was I going to do with my life? Because as my dad's always said to me, it's just as well you can sing, because you can do bugger all else. Like.
Yeah.
So...
the polyp, was that caused by your singing, or was that a growth of some sort unrelated to what you'd been doing?
Well, I got on the roller coaster kind of 4 years ago, and I didn't really step off until, you know, it came to a grinding halt, and then all of a sudden you realise, oh, maybe I should have said no a little bit more.
So you were overdoing it, really, then?
Oh, I was I think I was overdoing it, yeah. 2 weeks in Barbados was becoming like a weekend in Bognor Regis.
Yeah.
Because I was doing so much.
Did you, and did you have to relearn to sing afterwards, or do you just have to let it heal up and then it's back to...
Complete reconstruction. I got a guy called Patrick McGuigan who helped me rebuild the voice. I had to learn to sing again, you know, from scratch. I mean, for 2 weeks I wasn't allowed to speak, and kind of being a habitual talker as I am, that was incredibly difficult.
Yeah, that must be strange.
It was pretty hard, yeah.
You must enjoy performing, though. I'm sure there's something, especially when you've got a crowd and you know there's a big note coming, like at the end of that one. I bet you sort of can't wait to get to it, can you?
For me, the biggest buzz is being out in front of an audience and, you know, giving it large on the top notes, because that's what everybody pays to see. But it's funny because there's a flip side to that, because you can do a full concert, sing your heart out for 2 hours, you hit one bum note and the whole place remembers that for the rest of the night.
Of course they do. You're meant to be professional. What's wrong with you?
You betcha, baby.
Russell's too thin. I mean, he's not really what you'd call skinny. He's well covered, but for a proper opera singer, you're not really big enough. It's got to be said.
I'm working on it though. At the moment, I'm at the Pavarotti School of Eating. I'm on 25 cakes an hour, so I really am trying.
We want a big opera singer. I was hoping you'd come and get
motorway food also helps as well.
Yeah, good greasy fire-ups. But presumably, does that actually help their voices when you see someone as big as Pavarotti? I mean, presumably there's a lot more space for it to echo around and inside. But do you need to be bigger?
I certainly think having large lungs helps, but I'm not sure about having a 54-inch waist. I don't think that makes much difference to the top notes that you can...
So Pavarotti maybe would benefit from a couple of, you know, sessions on the Stairmaster?
Probably, yes.
God bless him. But he so clearly loves his food.
Yeah, but he's, you know, Pavarotti, for my money, is the greatest tenor that's ever lived. He's, you know, incredible.
This could do with cutting back on the pies a bit.
Yeah, definitely the pies. I think it's kind of a pasta thing with him.
But you see, what else are you there for, you see? He's enjoying his life. He's made his money. He's made millions of people cheer and smile and laugh and cry. Let the man have an extra portion.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's I think, it's another thing we can all take away from the show today.
Have an extra portion.
Yeah, if you've got a big voice, go on, pile on the pasta.
So what was this? You know, you were kind of demonstrating your vocal talents to me when you came in.
I think I could. I'll be honest with you, I think opera singing is overrated. I don't think it's anywhere near as hard as you're making it out to be.
Because maybe
with a little bit of training, most of us can manage it.
I think I could probably get you singing reasonably well.
Mio Dorio Big Dore with a Pizza Hut.
See, what you're not doing is you're not resonating from your chest, Jonathan. You need to take a big breath. Stand up.
This shirt's for a smaller man, though.
Stand up.
All right, okay.
You need to take a deep breath, fill your chest, okay, and we'll do a scale. Yeah,
right.
We'll go for.
But do it quick, will you?
Okay, just hold on.
Jeez.
So we're just gonna go.
Okay, now you. Now you. Just sit down. I clearly can't do that. Not this early. I need a lunch inside me
No,
first.
you.
Yeah. I told you it was easy.
You're a star.
That's a useful implement you have in. I thought it was a throwing star when you first came in, but it's a small... What is this called?
It's a pitch pipe.
Just a little pitch pipe.
It helps me pitch, so when I'm doing my scales and my warm-ups, that I do now.
Yeah. Did you never used to do them?
No, I didn't.
That would be polyp causing then.
It would be, yes. I mean, I remember, perfect example, I was doing a concert at the Vatican for the Pope, and...
I love the way you just dropped that in a conversation there.
140-piece orchestra behind me, 20 robed red cardinals in the front row, the Pope in his private box.
And you thought, I must stop eating cheese before bedtime.
I just walked on and sang. I didn't think twice about it. No, I didn't.
But presumably it was a good performance you gave, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I guess you were confident, you knew you could do it, why bother warming up? And now
Indeed.
you know the downside is there.
Yeah, well, the downside is that, yeah.
Yeah. So presumably you are now taking care of yourself properly?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, I really do work hard at making sure that I do my warm-ups, and my whole way of thinking has changed since I had the operation as well, you know, the way I evaluate my life and everything. I've learnt to say no, which is a very important word in this industry.
And yet you find yourself here with us?
Indeed.
So this must have been one of those bookings made before the operation. I'm thrilled you're doing well, though, because it's one of those areas where, you know, you don't think of our country producing particularly strong opera singers, and you don't think of it being something which there's an audience for, but of course there is. There always has been. There probably always will be.
I kind of realised that, you know, sort of 10 years or so ago when I was going around the Northwest working men's clubs, and, I mean, the response that I was getting to the opera music that I was singing made me realise, hold on a minute, there's a market for this. I can take this to a completely different audience.
Yeah.
I can take it to the working man, to the common man, and it's never really been there before.
I guess, but, you know, you say that, but I think people have liked it when they hear it. They just maybe don't get exposed to it as much as...
I think that's probably right, yeah.
That's probably what it is, and we think of opera as being an elitist pursuit.
A little bit snobby. It's kind of, you know, you're flicking the channels on Christmas Day, Chitty Chitty Bang Bangs on one channel, you flick through to BBC One, and then sort of BBC Two, there's some big fat lady singing, wailing away, and that's kind of how you envisage opera, but there's much more to it than that.
But a large opera singing lady, dressed as Brunhilde...
Does that excite you?
That says Christmas to me. Are we going to have... Do we have time for another track?
No, we're just going to say... We'll have time to say play a track, but we have to say thank you to Russell.
Russell, it's been lovely meeting you this morning.
It's been lovely meeting you as well.
The album looks like it's going to be a huge success for you, I imagine. I mean, the bit we played earlier was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing you live. You're playing in next year, is that right?
Yeah, March the tours start, 10 dates.
If I do come along, shall we do a bit together?
I think we should.
I think so. If you want, I'll come on and I'll help you reach that B flat.
Why don't you dress as Brunhilde?
Well, what we can do is I'll sing the B and you flatten it.
There you go. You know what? He's used that line before. Russell, lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Cheers, mate.
The album is called Amore Musica. It's out on Monday. Get yourself a copy. Who was that?
That's the Breakmakers, new single out on Monday.
Rather pleasant. Let's say thank you to Russell. Russell, thank you for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks to all our guests today. Thank you for listening. 88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC.